Did it. See my license been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's true with God and Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up. On the track. A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled high, I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. And being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guards of the gate, so when they say they fear God, now you know what they made.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's your brother, Original Power. This is the Wake and Bake Show. Hey, so make sure y'all tune in, hit the like button. You know what I mean? Let's get to the light it up part. Light them woods up. We can get straight to the intro in a minute.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me hear. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoia, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair run up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them, yeah, yeah. They gon' see me, yeah, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them, yeah, yeah. They gon' see me, yeah, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed through, shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
Everybody in the chat, man. Hopefully y'all enjoying the new intro, the outro. Y'all know we kicking flavor, man. We making this shit live again. So let's get straight to the next Jammy Jam. I want everybody to hit the like button, share the live stream, man. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Drop those fire emojis in here. We're just getting started.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them, yeah, yeah. They won't see me, yeah, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them, yeah, yeah. They won't see me, yeah, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair run up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them, yeah, yeah. They won't see me, yeah, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them, yeah, yeah. They won't see me, yeah, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed through, shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the
Peace, peace, peace. Y'all already know it's your brother Original Power, man. How everybody feeling this great grand rising, man? How y'all feeling this great grand rising? Tap in. Share the live stream. Let me take my time out to share the live stream as well. Let me make a post. Make sure y'all drop them fire emojis. I know hopefully y'all sharing the live stream as well. Let's try to get 250 people in here immediately. You understand me? Let's try to get 250 people in here. All right, I just shared the live stream, you guys. So make sure y'all go repost that. Tag me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter. Hey, man, how y'all like the new intros, man? Shout out to my new graphic, my tech team. Shout out to my DJ. Shout out to my new tech team, man. How y'all liking the new graphics right now? How y'all liking the new graphics? Y'all see the title, you guys. Genealogy is key. Respect your lineage. That's the title. We're gonna get into that conversation. I might even have an open panel. Hey, just this time last year, you guys, we had reached a substantial amount of subscribers. We was at 4,000 subscribers last year, 4,500 subscribers last year. This time last year, look where we at now, man. We are at 9,700 subscribers. Give yourself a pat on the back, man, for constantly sharing, implementing, and pushing and sharing this information. We appreciate all the support. my all American Aborigines, and all the FBA brothers and sisters that recently came into this information or to this channel. We appreciate all the support. Make sure y'all drop those fire emojis in the chat, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, we had 9,700 subscribers. Keep sharing the live stream. Keep subscribing. Let's try to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of next month. By the end of March, let's do a 10,000 subscriber build. You know what I'm saying? Let's celebrate that 10,000 subscribers goal that we're trying to reach. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me shout out the people that took their time out to come rock with me this Grand Rising. Make sure y'all support the channel. For those that want to support the Dollar Challenge, the link is ticking at the bottom of the screen. Link is ticking at the bottom of the screen. Shout out to Bronze Flat Power, Brandon Rogers, Lady Lane Goddess, Krista Mack. Who else we got in here? Craig Smith, Six Guys, Shannon Lorette, my sister Chick Homily Roots, I'm Done, Ryder the Prophet, Oliver, we got Aknaji Niji, shout out to you. Appreciate you liking the music. That's one of my brothers from Delaware. Shout out to my brother Eli, PNB Eli, and Hellway. So yeah, that's some of the fire artists out of Delaware. White Falcon, peace to you. Knots in the building. Sean Yasharal, my little bro in the building. CK in the building. Queen Pre in the building. The Elder Pop Reed in the building. Maurice Miller in the building. Aboriginal Think Tank in the building. Tampa Supreme in the building. AB in the building. Submarine Bat Creek in the building. Shout out to my man Submarine Man. That's my new nickname for Cuz. Shout out to Tight Sam, Juan Torres, Superior Minds, Copper Color Nations. Who else we got in here? Mr. Brendan Rogers to you guys. Shout out to Mr. Brendan Rogers. One of the best moderators in the chat. Shout out to Legend of the Naga Charlie. Shout out to the Legend of the Naga Charlie. Who else we got in here? I believe that's it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all drop those fire emojis. Share the live stream. Share the live stream. This is the Wake and Bake Show. So, hey, you know what I expect. Like them things. Where y'all at? Let me know what y'all smoking on and where y'all at. If y'all indulge into that. You know, if y'all indulge into that, which is part of Aboriginal culture, if you will. You know, whether it's shammed upon or not, light up them backwoods, man. Light up the woods. This is the Wake and Bake Show. Let me know what y'all smoking on and where y'all at this Grand Rising. Shout out to Mario Smith, J Rock, and he has Spinola History TV. All right, and Lady Spade in the building as well. EYB Entertainment. I can see you in here. Jesse Stevenson's. Who else we got in here that I might have missed? Jaqueline Hagar. Peace to you. Somebody said Marathon OG. Okay, they smoking good this Grand Rising. We smoking good this Grand Rising. So, hey, before I even get into it, man, I want to make sure everybody hitting the like button. Shout out to my brother Akeem T. Hey, y'all see the title? Let's get into the conversation at hand. Let's get it.
But I'm here. Listen. So look, today, and by the way, like I said, I just got back in from Atlanta. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. Okay. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. Had a great time in Atlanta. The Southern hospitality was phenomenal. I wanted to eat at that slutty vegan place that everybody was talking about, but every time I would go to the slutty vegan place, there was a long line at all of them. All the slutty vegan places, the line was long, and I just didn't want to wait in those lines. And I'm so proud of the sister who owns the slutty vegan restaurant. She's doing such good business. It's the sister who owns that joint. She owns a few franchises of it. And she's doing phenomenal. I love to see Black folks doing good, successful business. I love that. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we got to do, man. We got to support our brothers and sisters, no matter what it is that their creativity has drove them to. If they putting it out and you like it, support it. You know what I mean? We support everybody else, man. We got to start getting on code, and it starts with the economic footing in our communities and within our circles. Support our brothers and sisters, Aboriginal FBA brothers and sisters with their business. Shout out to y'all. Support the channel, y'all. Let's get it.
And Atlanta, beautiful city, man. Just the energy in Atlanta. I miss that Southern hospitality. It's very good to go down to Atlanta to just kind of get a recharge and a rebalance on your energy. Shout out to my good brother B-High, and his crew. I did an interview with my brother Beehive at Hot 107. And I just love that Southern hospitality energy down there. Absolutely love it down there. There's one place that I kept eating. I ate at Harold's. Harold's down there is good. Harold's chicken is very good. Chef Rob's Caribbean, very good. I highly recommend that. Chef Rob's Caribbean. I had his stuff a few times. I'm gorging myself on that. Absolutely loved it. Love to see so many brothers and sisters doing good business there. Love it. And even the people who are working minimum wage and all that. I often go to the Waffle House when I go down there. I go to the Waffle House. I didn't go to 85 South.
That's something I'd like to go to too, man. I be fucking up the Waffle House when I be in the A, man. The Waffle House dope. You know, that's part of the culture down south. You liable to find 100 niggas at the Waffle House 2-3 o'clock in the morning, you know, after leaving from some of these spots, man. That's how we turn up in the A, man, down south.
So I didn't get a chance to reach out to them. Shout out to those brothers. Next time I go down there, I got to reach out to them. I went to the Waffle House a lot out there because we don't have Waffle Houses out here. So Waffle House, man, let me tell you something. Waffle House, the food is good and it's extremely cheap.
Extremely cheap.
You can eat very good.
That's true. We went to Waffle House not too long ago, and we ordered so much shit. It was only like $17 or $22. I was like, what the fuck? It's the cheapest shit. Like, what the fuck? They need more of these around the world. Like, hashtag more Waffle House.
Good at the Waffle House for under 10.
But I think I had a headache the next day because I think they accidentally put bacon on my shit or something. You know what I'm saying? I think they fuck around, slid in some bacon grease. Kind of threw me off though.
You can have you a hearty breakfast at the Waffle House for under $10. Now, some people, if you're down there in the South, you're used to it, but we're not. You know, we don't have that out here. So I really, really get into it when I get out there. Yeah, Chef Rob is the truth. One thing I try to do, and Waffle Houses in Atlanta, they usually have a lot of older, sometimes elderly sisters who are waitresses there. They always got those elderly sisters who are working as waitresses there at those Waffle House restaurants down there, who are very sweet. They got that Southern motherly disposition. Very good, kind people. I love being around them, and I always make sure to over tip those sisters. If I see an elderly Black woman working at like a Waffle House or a restaurant, I always over tip them. Like if the bill is not,
you got to. That's what we do too. Like, hey, gotta tip the elders, gotta tip the people. You gotta realize those people technically are working at below minimum wage. Most waitress get paid like $2 an hour when minimum wage is $7.50. So you know we got to take care of the waitresses when you go into these spots. They don't get paid enough. So that's just, you know, you got to over tip. Give them a little extra. Give them a little extra.
I'd give them like a $40 or $50 tip. Huddle House, yeah, I've been to Huddle House too. That is good.
Huddle House is just like Waffle House, if y'all.
And what's funny, when I would leave these big tips to these sisters, when I leave, I can see their eyes bucking when they look at the tip. I leave and I can see them in the window when they cleaning up the table and they see the money. Their reaction is hilarious.
He play too much.
Because, you know, I get something simple. I usually get a waffle, some grits. I love grits and coffee or something. And the bill is usually $8 or $9. Then I'll leave them like $50 as a tip. And then I see them, I'm in the car outside and I'm watching them, you know, kind of clean up. Then they see the money. Then they start looking around, bucking their eyes like,
hell no.
They start bucking their ass like it's a mistake. They kind of start looking for me as if I don't know, I think they think I left more money by mistake or something. Lord Jesus. Where that man? Where that man at? You can see the eyes bucking, but God bless them. God bless them. I hope they enjoy the blessing. hope they enjoy the blessing. Yeah. But always look out for those sisters, man. Always look out for them. Always look out for them. Always look out for them. Yeah. Bojangles is good too. Captain D's. What y'all know about Captain D's?
Uh-oh. He down south with it now. When he say Captain D's, he down south with it. That's a nice little fish spot down south. Shout out to Captain D's. Got their Long John Silvers and shit.
You know? Captain D's, their fish. I had some fish at this place right across the street from the radio station on is it Marietta Boulevard? I was filming there on my Instagram the other day. I forgot the name of it. It's right on Marietta Boulevard, I think. And it's like a little burger fish stand. And I had some fish there. It was too salty.
Shout out to everybody in the South, man. Shout out to everybody that he enjoyed the Southern hospitality. Shout out to everybody around the United States right now, or the America that's tapping into this live stream. I would need y'all to hit the like button. Run them likes up. We got 161 people in here. Let's get 150 likes in here.
Crystal, that restaurant. I like that. So a lot of great eating options out there in Atlanta. Yeah, you're salt sensitive. Yeah. I love hush puppies. It's all great. Anyway, let's get into what we're talking about today, guys. On today's broadcast, we're talking about the importance of respecting our lineage. I need y'all to hit that like button. Need y'all to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. As you know, we're talking about foundational Black American lineage and history and culture. And it is extremely important that we respect and acknowledge our unique culture as foundational Black Americans. Right now, there's a lot of debates and stuff going on Twitter Space and Clubhouse and all that. Most of those are just straw man arguments, and a lot of people are having a culture shock because foundational Black Americans are doing something that we have not done really in the last 400 years, which is look out.
I mean, we got to be real. This whole Aboriginal foundational American getting on one code, one accord, has been running rampant through the streets. They got a lot of foreign tethers butt hurt. They got a lot of coons mad. But I guess, that's part of it. If they ain't getting mad and hating, we ain't doing nothing. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading the knowledge. Keep being on code. You understand me? Respect your lineage. Genealogy is key. A lot of this historical narrative will be changed with simple facts of you just doing your genealogy. The vast majority of us here did not come on boats. We already was here.
For foundational Black Americans. First, in order for any group to survive and thrive, you cannot sustain yourself by extending and overextending yourself, assisting so many different groups and people without replenishing the resources that has been extrapolated from your group. Okay? So it's important for us to, as foundational Black Americans, to not be ashamed to look out for ourselves. We're told that if we look out for ourselves, we're divisive, we're xenophobic, we're told all of this nonsense. I want Black folks to not even buy into that because these are straw man arguments. These are a bunch of straw man arguments that people throw out because of the slave mentality that they forced on us. Slaves work for other people and sacrifice their own needs. That's exactly what slavery is, and that's what people expect us to do. We've been working for people and giving them resources and building up tangibles for other people for so long, every group that they can come on over here and have us do the same for them. And at this juncture, for the first time in our history, we're saying no. We're going to look out for ourselves. And family, nobody can really do anything about it because that's called being on code. This is called being on code, ladies and gentlemen. And when you're on code, the code is in here, okay? So you can't do anything about people being on code. Yes, that's the name of the place, called Just Around the Corner. Yes, it was called Just Around the Corner. The fish was way too salty. Yes, Just Around the Corner, the fish way too salty. But look, going back to what I'm saying, family, don't fall for shaming tactics that people try to use, because here's the thing. The fact that we're looking out for our own group, Foundation of Black Americans First, because look, we've always helped other people. We will continue to help other people. We want everybody to thrive. We want everybody to do good. We want justice for everybody. But we're not going to sacrifice our own best interest for justice for everybody. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do it in a suicidal manner. We're looking out for ourselves because we've neglected ourselves because other people have neglected us. We're just not going to do that. And family, we have to respect our lineage. Our foundational Black American ancestors, they sat here and sacrificed. They suffered. They struggled. They resisted. They persevered for us to carry the mantle of justice. They didn't do all of that, survive all of that. The greatest atrocity in human history, they didn't survive that for us to let other people disrespect who they are. Do you understand?
They didn't build up everything. They didn't keep this oral tradition of your history of who you was throughout your lineage alive for us to give it away to some foreign tethers to shit on. Seriously.
I'm saying I'm all about respecting our ancestors and our lineage. We, as foundational Black Americans, we are a very unique and exceptional group of people. Okay? We are an exceptional group. We are taught that we should be invisible, meaning we don't really have a group identity. We're part of a global mass Blackness. But all of these other global Black people have their own identity that we are not a part of, but we're not supposed to have our identity that they're not a part of. See, that's the game that's been played, this real janky, weird game that we're told that we got to go along with. Other people can celebrate the Caribbean Day Parade, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, the Jamaican Day Parade, and all of their culture. They can run around with flags and jump around and eat beans with Goya and all of. They can do all of this stuff, and we.
That's true, and we help embrace their culture sometimes. You know, we happy for them that they celebrate. We indulge into their, you know, we watch it from a spectacle lens. But it's a problem when we start uplifting who we are as a particular group and what our cultures is and what we have gave to offer to the world. It's always been a problem, and only a bigger problem once we collectively start embracing who we are as Aboriginal foundational Black Americans. This is what must be done, and you see the turmoil that happens. You know, these people are coming out of nowhere. What are your culture? What do you build? All this shit. You know,
We're supposed to respect it, but when we say, hey, we want to acknowledge and respect our foundational Black American lineage. Now everybody's like, hey, wait a minute, that's divisive. What lineage? You African, ain't you?
no, nigga, we ain't never been African for the most of us. I'm not speaking for each and every individual in America. All right. The vast majority of Negro Americans, foundational Aboriginal Americans, have no African lineage. I know it sounds crazy, but even Tariq knows that you can find a large percentage of Negroes in America that does not have African lineage whatsoever. And they are classified as the same thing as an African American, but they're not even African. That's the confusion.
That's been a con game that's been run on us, ladies and gentlemen. The African word put on us is a con game. That's not to disrespect African people. We're genetically African, just like most people on the planet are.
No, we're not genetically African. We're not
genetically African. But we've let people
I totally disagree with any of this genetically African descendants of Africa. I totally disagree with any of that conversation.
Emphasize the word African and put it on us, and that word has been used against us, if we're going to be very honest. Because culturally now, we like...
And I think they starting to understand, but I don't think they understand the information as much as we do. They know that Africa is not a good term for us and that it doesn't mean shit, that it hurts us lineage-wise. But they don't understand why and who exactly is your lineage and why you are not an African.
Caribbeans and other groups that migrated out of Africa, we are not classified culturally, or should not be classified culturally, as African, because we have a unique culture outside of Africa. You understand? And what we do, whenever we accomplish something, we chop that up and give it to Africa. So we've been upholding and uplifting Africa more than Africans have been doing it. Let me say that one more time. Foundational Black Americans, we've been the ones upholding the image of Africa more than Africans have been doing this. A lot of people from the continent are trying to get the hell up out of there. We've been the one talking about the great history. We've been the one.
Right. It'd be Black Americans talking about Kemet, Mali, ancient Sudan, Nubia. I would have never knew about none of that shit in Africa unless it wasn't a nigga who's a foundational America thinking he's from Africa. Wouldn't have told me the shit. You see what I'm saying? And while we embracing Africa, talking about how great it is, we going over there, these motherfuckers are fleeing, running to your shit. The irony of the whole thing, you're trying to go to Africa based off indoctrination. These fuckers are leaving their continent to come to yours.
Talking about ancient Kemet and ancient Mali. We've been the ones upholding that. We've been the ones doing that. We've been the ones doing that damn near exclusively. Now, you have a couple of brothers and sisters in Britain, Robin Walker, brothers like that. But for the most part, we've been the one pumping up the great African civilizations of yet.
Hey, don't forget, if y'all supporting the Dollar Challenge, supporting the movement by supporting and giving a contribution and supporting the Dollar Challenge, the link's ticking at the bottom of the screen. It's ticking at the bottom of the screen. Support the channel. We got 252 people in here. Let's try to go ahead and get 200 likes in the building. Let's go ahead and thumb up the video. Let's go ahead and get 200 likes. We need 200 of y'all to run and thumb up the video right now if you ain't already did so. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I will probably do an open panel too, so just bear with me. You know what I mean? No pun intended. All right, so 11:11. It's 11:11. It's manifestation time. Anybody that's on the East Coast, it's 11:11. You know what I mean? Connect to the East. Just manifest what you want done this week or this month. All right. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Drop those fire emojis in the chat. Let's go.
It's the year. And
I want to see the chat flooded with them fire emojis too, man. Support the channel. You know what I mean? Support the channel. Shout out to all my FBA and my Aboriginal brothers and sisters in the chat. Make sure y'all drop them things.
People over there, let's keep it a buck. A lot of people over there, like, damn all that. We trying to get over there with y'all. But it's being flipped on us, and we're told We've been told this lie that foundational Black Americans don't have a culture. That's not only a lie, that is a projection. Not only is that a lie, that's a projection. Foundational Black Americans are told that if we look out for our foundational Black American lineage and acknowledge our lineage, well, y'all just hate to be African. Those are shaming tactics. Number one, we have not lived in Africa for centuries.
You see that? When you claim your true lineage and you understand that genealogy is key and you have went through it and asserted your genealogy, and you embrace your aboriginal or something that excludes Africa from your endires, it becomes self-hate. They call it self-hate when you don't big up Africa.
No group that has been out of a certain continent for centuries still puts that title on their name. No group does that. The people in Australia migrated out of Africa, but they don't call themselves African Australians. The people in Melanesia, in Fiji, they migrated out of Africa thousands or maybe hundreds of years ago. They don't call themselves African Fijis. They are a distinct group with a distinct culture. The Jamaicans, Dominicans, Haitians, Trinidadians, they've been over here in the Western Hemisphere.
Because they're not African. They're indigenous to the Northwestern Hemisphere. See, that's the thing. Africa is a new term, so that doesn't even classify. Nobody in the continent identifies that as their ethnicity, right? We know you got people that's indigenous to the Eastern Hemisphere, whether you're Asian, African, Afghanistanian, you know what I mean, whatever. And we have people that is indigenous to the Western Hemisphere. That doesn't mean that they're American, though. You see what I'm saying? So we got our indigenous brothers and sisters that has strictly been here on the Western Hemisphere as well. And we have to get into this history. It's very complex because they have the way they have alluded to artificial history into inserting these indoctrinated ideologies. It's hard to sum up and get a clear understanding.
As long as many of us, they are not required to use the words African Jamaican, African Trinidadian, African Haitian. They have a unique, specific culture. But we're told that we have to carry the mantle of the word African before we label what our culture is. We have a unique culture outside of Africa. And everybody knows.
What I'm saying is, if you're in America and you're not embracing the Aboriginal culture, and you obviously haven't done enough research in your lineage, in your genealogy to show that your peoples are the foundational people here. They already been here.
And we shouldn't be ashamed to acknowledge it. The problem is people get mad at that and come up with these straw man arguments, because now when we use the term foundational Black American, instead of this whole minority coalition that is one-sided, besides this whole people of color coalition that's one-sided, we're not doing the coalition thing. We have a lineage that's exclusive and we exclude people.
Facts.
So now everybody can't come latch on to it.
I agree. And that's part about getting on code, where everybody can't attach or stamp or cloak or use our culture to benefit them. Drop them fire emojis if y'all on that same code. And drop those fire emojis if y'all are not allowing other foreigner blacks and tether groups and buffer class to use and stamp your culture to benefit them.
See, they don't let us latch on to their culture. And we're supposed to respect that. No group lets us latch on to their culture. But we are supposed to let everybody come latch on to our culture and do whatever they want with it and ultimately disrespect it. This is why you had people like Nicki Minaj and Rihanna and all these people making disparaging terms or disparaging remarks and posts about Dr. King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and all of that. And we had to check them on that because Michael Blackson, he made some little slick comments that other comedians had to check him on. He made some slick comments about Dr. King. We got to watch those folks. They feel like they can disrespect our ancestors and our lineage. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's up to us. Yeah, Jesse Wu, that's another one. It's up to us to stop that. You can't go to their homelands and disrespect what few icons they have. They don't have too many. They have some local icons. You better not say anything negative about their local icons. They don't play that, and we shouldn't play that either. We have to have more respect for our ancestors, our grandmothers, grandfathers, the FBA family who survived slavery and created the culture that everybody's enjoying. We have to have respect enough for them to protect and respect the lineage and make other people respect it. You understand? So this is why it's important for us to use the term FBA, because so many people can remix all of these other terms. All of these other terms were thrown out there as a political snake move. They were making us use the term African American because that term would make us comparative to.
What they become dependent on you. You know, it's like the baby that's still on the titty. And they grown as hell. You got to take them off the titty. They gonna whine and cry and bitch and complain and pout. But it is what it is. Come on, DJ. Let me get my DJ in the building. Let me get my DJ in here. This link is for DJ Tuckett only. Nobody else hit the link because you ain't coming on right now. I will drop the link in a minute. DJ, get the link. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, at the end of the day, we got to cut that shit out.
Snake move. They were making us use the term African American because that term would make us comparative to immigrant groups. So we're African American.
Yeah, they pushing this. Oh, we all immigrants. You're African. I'm a European. I'm Portuguese. We all came on boats. We all came here on boats. That's how they try to push it to you. We all came here.
I'm here, my brother.
Shout out to my DJ in the building. Let me mute you up a little bit. There we go. All right, DJ on the building. He on the panel with us. Shout out to my DJ, y'all. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Hey, since the DJ in here, let's get them air horns in here, man. Let's wake the people up a little bit. Let's get them air horns going for the people, brothers. Let's get those air horns going. You gotta unmute yourself. Just unmute. There we go. All right, just making sure the DJ in the building. Making sure my DJ in the building. All right, we good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the American FBA brothers and sisters in the chat. Make sure y'all drop those fire emojis. Let's continue the live stream, you guys. Support the channel, man.
That's comparable to an Asian American. That's comparable to an Ethiopian American. See, you put a foreign name in front of the local name, so that makes you an other. We're not others. That makes us an other on our own land. It makes us comparable to Somalian American, Korean American, Saudi Arabian American. We're different. We are the only non-immigrants. And the name.
Not only are we the non-immigrants, you guys, we are the Aboriginal who built this shit and allowed anybody to come here. Give yourself a pat on the back, man. Give yourself a pat on the back. Don DeMarco.
The game is to put that African term on us so that they can somehow flip and twist us into some type of immigrant group. Notice how they always try to cobble us, find a way to twist us into some type of weird immigrant status. You understand? Yeah, they had Jesse Jackson start doing that in '84, but they always try to. Even I think Obama had tried to say that we were immigrants, and they always try to say slick stuff like, "Well, immigrants built America." No, they didn't. Didn't no damn immigrant build America.
And that's a fact. How the fuck can an immigrant build America when in the 1400s you got Negroes that was already Aboriginal building cities, towers, buildings, and shit already? Come on, man. This is a well-known fact. You can go through Hernando de Soto's. You can go through Cortez. Shit. You can even go through Lewis and Clark's expedition logs of what they jotted down in the cities that they seen with their own eyes. European.
We have to stop lies like that. We have to stop lies like that. I think Ben Carson even said something to that effect about immigrants built America and all that. And being enslaved was like immigrants because we all came over on boats. See, that's why the whole we all came over on boats thing was pushed. That was another lie. Everybody did not come on boats. Okay? This is why when we keep pointing out there were Black Aboriginal people already here who mixed with the very few people.
See, and that's what needs to be embraced. And I'm glad Tariq touches on it slightly. And I know he don't have as much information endured on this subject because this is my expertise. And I am the Aboriginal science and historian. Dealing with this particular topic, the vast majority of Negroes in America are Aboriginal. You understand me? That's what we got to embrace. If you're not embracing the Aboriginal culture and the 15,000 years of invention and intervention and contribution, then come here. You're at the perfect channel. That's why my name is Big Aboriginal Power. My name been at Big Aboriginal Power. Since I came into this, King Tutoring. Yeah, you know, that's my name, bro. Aboriginal Power. My name been this since the beginning. I don't think I've had another name ever. You always acknowledge me as Aboriginal Power.
People who were brought over on the boats. See, they want to play the I'm white now say so. No, yeah, there were. Too much evidence, too much proof. Show two people who were brought over on the boats. See, they want to play the I'm white now. This is why when we keep pointing out there were Black Aboriginal people already here who mixed with the very few people who were brought over.
You heard he said the Aboriginal people mixed with he put emphasis on very few people. There's no way 3% of nobody can take over 100% of somebody. If it's 100% dominant Aboriginals here, you mean to tell me 3% of some Africans engulfed and now we all have African lineage? That doesn't make sense. This is the Aboriginal. And when you get into the story of Africans even coming here, that's even misconstrued. And it still needs critique and analyzation because you can't prove to me that these Africans that came over here wasn't white, quote unquote, Afrikaners that came over here. You can't prove that to me.
On the boats. See, they want to play the I'm white now say so. No, yeah, there were. Too much evidence, too much proof showing that there were Black Aboriginal people on this land. There were Black Aboriginal people on this land. Let's be very clear. And family, I'm talking about there were Black Aboriginal people who were actually well known. There were Black Aboriginal people who were clicked in with certain tribes.
You're Tariq embracing it. I need y'all to do y'all research. Genealogy is the key to understanding your lineage. Genealogy is key to understanding your lineage. A lot of these people going around talking about genealogy, they lying about their genealogy.
Tribes out here, and sometimes they would just label them Negro. They would just say they would often say they were African American. I mean, in modern times, back then they would just call them Negro, or they would call them a Negro Indian.
You hear that? They didn't even use the term Black. They didn't use the term African because Africans was not in the area. there was only been two people in the history of humans that has been ethnically known as African attached to their name: African Americans and Afrikaners. So in the historical text, we know it wasn't talking about us because that coin term wasn't on us. Who was they calling African? Who was the African then? You have to ask yourself that. Was it pale faced people?
or whatever. But there were people who were Native American and who were still considered Negro, who were famous. One in particular, the guy up there who was in I think he was in Minnesota, I think. Name was George Bonga. This was a black Indian. He was well known, George Bonga. Let me show pictures of George Bonga. And they would call him a Negro. They knew he was, black and indigenous. Hold on, let me show you a picture. I mean, there were famous people. Hold on, let me show y'all some images here. Let's do some research here. Let me show y'all what we're talking about. This is the famous George Bonga. All right. So this was a black Native American, very well known. Very well known. He was the fur trapper. They would say that his dad was a slave, and they say that he was a Negro. Now they say the dad was African American, but they said the dad was Negro. But there's no evidence.
If you're reading any historical text and they're descriptively calling anybody in historical text African American, you cannot take that article with entirety because it has refurbished and revised what the original letter or article or written document said. You want to get the primary. You want to get the primary. You want to get from which they just retranslated it from. You want to lay your eyes on the actual documentation.
Is that his dad was brought over from Africa. And this man was part of a Native American tribe. He was the spokesperson for the Native American tribe.
This nigga looked just like my Uncle Richard. My Uncle Richard Restfield. Shout out to Uncle Richard. Hey, this nigga looked just like it.
Okay? George Bonga. All right? More images.
George Bongo. Look him up.
George Bonga. Let me show more images of him.
Y'all should look him up.
The black indigenous.
We almost hit an hour in here. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like button. We got 400 people in here. Thumb up the video. Hit the like button. Thumb up the video.
Or black indigenous person. Now I say that to say this. The black indigenous people mixed in with the African people who were brought over, the 3% that was brought over here. And when we were put on those plantations and we were amalgamated over here, we became a whole different group. We became a brand new group that made us foundational Black Americans. Okay? That made us foundational Black Americans, ladies and gentlemen. And so many Black people who are Aboriginal here mixed in with the other Africans.
And you got, and that's even, like I said, there's so many, you see how he keep embracing the Aboriginal culture. And shout out to Tariq, man, because eventually he's going to have a conversation with a brother like me, and I'm going to be able to indulge in on some of the critiques and some of the particulars in history of Aboriginal culture and contributions that they coined or classify as African. And he already having a small understanding of this Aboriginal understanding should spark an interest in you to want to do your genealogy and find the Aboriginal history in your lineage. Because we had already built America long before any whites or slaves came here.
And so many Black people who are Aboriginal here mixed in with the other Africans who came over. This is why we can say that foundational Black Americans really got things started in 1526 when those Moors, those black Moors that were actually brought over from Spain, they were enslaved because the Moors were fighting the Spanish over there, and there were Moorish prisoners of war. They brought them over here to San Miguel del Guadape, which is around the border of South Carolina and Georgia. The slave colony, where they tried to start a colony there, they had the enslaved Moorish people. The Moorish people rose up, ran the Spanish out of there, and then those black Moors blended in with the Native American tribe.
And that's not even true. Because when you go back and you look at the Spanish colonies that was being set up in the Carolinas, and that's how a lot of people in the Carolinas ended up getting Spanish names. A lot of the areas got Spanish history there, but they was getting ran out by some of the Blackfeet and some of the Yamasee, what they call the Yamasee Wars or the Gullah Wars. That's going against the Spanish and the French teaming up. As a matter of fact, you got people from the Caribbean islands getting took out to Seville, Spain, growing up, becoming prisoners of war, later to come back to the Americas. So when they calling these Moors coming back, saying they came to America, these was returnees that had already left prior to that. These are returnees, and I can prove that.
On the East Coast. Okay, so we've always been blending in with the native Aboriginal people, forming a new ethnic group, which are foundational Black Americans. This formation got started 1526 in large numbers. Now, let's be clear, before that, there were other trade expeditions coming from the old world over here. But officially, in large numbers, where we start seeing Black people coming over from Africa, mixing in with the Aboriginal people here, 1526, in large numbers. And this was the culmination of what would become foundational Black Americans. Okay? We can't chop everything up to Africa, because even when the Black were brought over from Africa, their Africanness was stripped from them.
So if they Africanness was stripped from them, what culture did they indulge in? The foundation of Aboriginal people's culture. If Africans were stripped of their culture, whose culture was they indulging in then? The Aboriginal.
They were forced to become a new people. Okay?
And how you gonna strip something? That's like a nigga. You can't strip something from somebody like that, like your culture, your swag, your vibration, your spirit. You can't strip no one's spirit. That's how you know these people not even African at all. Africa is done as the whole indoctrination. It has corrupted the emotions of our elders. It has filtrated the young Black mind, the go back, the pro-Black, the Africa. All this whole movement has been useless to our community. And as a matter of fact, it's an absolute lie. It's an absolute lie. The Aborigines, the so-called foundational Black Americans, are now recognizing who we are, as which we already did. We never had an identity crisis. They try to make us have an identity crisis through these indoctrinated ideologies. You see how we still prevail even though they deprive us of so much? Shout out to y'all, man. Drop those fire emojis in the chat.
They were forced to become a new people. So it's important for us to understand that unique lineage. And when we became foundational Black Americans, we started brand new cultures. We started to talk differently. We came up with a different dialect, a different diet, different ways to create herbs and medicines. We created different things in order to survive and sustain ourselves. You understand? So we started to create a whole different culture. Justin, if you're African, knock yourself out. If you're African, knock yourself out.
And that's why I say, if you're African, knock yourself out. But I know who we are. And you're going to respect me and my shit, and you're going to respect my peoples while you're using our shit. Okay? Shots fired.
I'm not doing Wakanda because I'm going to give my props to the people who sacrificed for me.
Somebody just said cocaine was found in the mummies of Egypt. That's crazy you said that because we have a pay-per-view coming up. I will be dropping the trailer, flyers for that, for those that want to support the pay-per-view. We will be going in on cocaine mummies. We'll be breaking down everything that got to do with cocaine, mummies, the fabric, where it come from, how it gets there, and how it took over Egypt for almost 100 years. So, yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat.
The people in my immediate family, the people from the immediate lineage. I'm going to give my props to the Harriet Tubmans, Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner, John Horse, other writers, Gabriel Prosser, Denmark, BC, the foundational Black Americans who put in work here. I'm a foundational Black American. You understand? I am a foundational Black American. Just like Jamaicans are Jamaicans, they're not African Jamaicans, they're Jamaicans, they have their own culture. I'm not giving up this culture that we created, which is the most thorough culture that everybody wants to glom onto. Foundational Black American culture, that's the culture that everybody wants to get a hold of. Let's be very clear. So when people try to say, well, you have no culture, we are the culture. That's why people are clamoring to get over here. We are the foundation of this nation. I want people, and I want us to get that in our heads because they'll try to drill in our heads that we were just slaves. Look, we built this country exclusively, foundational Black America. White people don't even get credit for being the foundation of this country. Let me say that again. White people don't even get credit for being the foundation of building this country. Once we got the foundation started, yeah, they started building up from the foundation that was laid. Let's be clear. But white people, the white supremacists didn't even do it because when they tried to do it on their own, they failed. When the white supremacists tried to build a foundation on their own, they repeatedly failed over and over and over again. They did not succeed or get anything going until Black people were officially put in the picture. They didn't get nothing going on. It was us who knew how to grow crops, knew how to dig ditches and build bridges and tunnels and clear the brush and sustain the hard work needed to build a new nation, to create a foundation for a new nation. We were the ones who had the tenacity to do that. Now, some people will say, well, you niggas did it by force. You niggas were slaves. Doesn't matter. You were abused and made to do it. Doesn't matter. It was still done by us. Do you understand? Doesn't matter if we were abused, beaten, and made to do it. The final work was still done by us. The greatness that came out of it was attributed to us. Family, who do you give credit to making the album Thriller to? Michael Jackson or Joe Jackson, who forced Michael to sing and dance and whooped his ass when he was a kid, allegedly, and made him practice and rehearse to become great? Who do you give credit to? for Thriller, the greatest album of all time? Do you give it to Michael or do you give it to Joe Jackson for the ass whoopings? Who do you give the credit to? You're going to give the credit to Michael. Yeah, Michael and Janet, they were like, yeah, we really didn't want to perform. The Janet Jackson documentary, boy, it got a little dark for a minute because Janet was like, I really didn't want to sing, but my dad made me. He made it into one of the biggest music icons. But you're still gonna, yeah, even though they felt like they were forced to do it, which in many cases I think they probably were forced. Joe Jackson, he was giving out ass whoopings. He was giving out some ass whoopings. Like, yeah, y'all gonna be great. Y'all ain't gonna be out here playing and playing kickball and playing sports and jumping jacks. Y'all about to go sing and make some money. They didn't want to do that. Kind of messed their childhood up. Let's be real, it messed their childhood up. There was some trauma there. There was trauma there. But they were still great. Michael was still great. Janet was still great. But you're still going to give credit to Michael and Janet for being great. Just like with the white supremacists. The white supremacists are the Joe Jacksons of America. And we're Michael. And America is Thriller. All right? America is the Thriller album. Foundational Black Americans, we're Michael and Janet, and the white supremacists is Joe Jackson. You understand? So no matter what the process was to get it done, ultimately, we did the heavy lifting, and now they want to erase that. See, they don't want us to look at the nation we built in those terms, because when you look at something that you built, you start to appreciate it more. So they keep telling you, well, you came from something else. You came from somewhere else. Yeah, you came over here and you were traumatized, but boy, back home, well, there's Wakanda back home. You came from something else. You came from a whole different place. Oh, really? A place better than this? Oh, yeah, much better than this. Oh, yeah. Much better than this. And maybe you can go home one day. Maybe you can go back over there. Now that
you come from a great place. Yeah, y'all come from a good ass place. Matter of fact, y'all might can go back over there one day. And lo and behold, your ass is not even from there. Ain't that some fucked up shit? Vicious.
And built all this for us. Maybe you can go back home. But see, Black folks, we've been told, we got family members, especially Black folks with older family members. We keep getting told that certain people in our family didn't actually come from Africa. Certain people in our family came from certain tribes. We've heard this in our families for years. This is why they had Skip Gates do that jive-ass special that he did talking about Black celebrities and their Native American and Aboriginal genealogies. That show was put out there to debunk it. That show, they always go back to Skip Gates telling a few Black celebrities that they don't really have Native American in their family.
Yeah, he was sitting there happy. Oprah and all these people on the show, they was like, man, I thought we really had Aboriginal. My grandma, he was like, no, you thought you believed that? You believed you had that in Indian in you? Like making fun of this shit. Bitch, you's a stupid ass nigga. Our grandmamas ain't got no reason to lie to us. Your ass got the reason to lie. Skip. My grandmama ain't lying. Grandpa and them ain't lying. Great auntie, great uncle them ain't lying.
That's BS. That's rubbish. And so they got Tina Turner, Chris Rock. Oh,
yeah. Let's take a quick little 60-second break, man, because we had a 100 marker. We got 480 people in here. Let's try to get 600 people in the chat. I'm gonna need all 400 of y'all to go share the live stream. But most importantly, I'm gonna need y'all 483 of the brothers and sisters in here tuning in to hit the like button. Hit the like button. I need y'all to thumb up the video immediately. thumb up the video. I'm gonna need y'all to go thumb up the video. We'll be right back in just a second.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
Just a break so you can go get some.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair by numbers veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with Dylan, I grew up with killers, they call me the gang. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Glossy, I gloss through, we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
All right, we back. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. Let's continue with this fire bill that we got.
We did your genealogy. You guys don't have no Native American in you.
Let's go back to the skip.
That show, they always go back to Skip Gates telling a few black celebrities that they don't really have Native American in their family. That's horse shit. That's BS. That's rubbish. And so they got Tina Turner, Chris Rock, Oprah, and they're like, hey, look, we did your genealogy. You guys don't have no Native American in you. All you guys go back to Africa. See? Oh, yeah, I was always told I had some Native American ancestry. Well, a lot of white people be saying that. Oh, that's not true. And the white people, there's a reason why they did that. Skip Gates is a do-boy for the white supremacists. Skip Gates is a tool. Our good brother, Professor Smalls and those guys, John Henry Clark, they used to clown Skip Gates. Skip Gates is a do-boy for the white supremacists. They called him Skip the Truth. They called him Skip the Truth Gates. He got caught trying to hide Ben Affleck's slave-owning family. Ben Affleck, they did some kind of genealogy, and Ben Affleck's people called and said, hey, don't show that my father, my parents, grandparents, and all them were slave owners. So Skip Gates took all.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 404 people in here, and we got 200 likes. Can we get the likes up, you guys? Let's get a few more likes in the building, man. I mean, where the proud FBA Aboriginal brothers and sisters at? Hit them likes, man. Get the likes up. Support the channel. The link's ticking at the bottom of the screen. Shout out to Rashida Tariq for the Cash App donation. We appreciate that. We really do. We appreciate all the support. Shout out to Rashida Tariq, y'all, on the Cash App donation. Hey, don't let Rashida Tariq be the only one to support the channel today, y'all. Don't leave her out there stuck by herself. Shout out to the sister. We appreciate all the support from each and every one of you guys in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button and share the live stream.
That stuff out. So he's not a trustworthy dude. And let's be clear, a lot of that DNA is sketchy. You can't really tell what tribal group or Aboriginal group a person comes from because of.
He said tribal or Aboriginal. I'm like that. He's starting to Shout out to Big Original Power, man. I like that he putting that in there.
With DNA. That's why with Native American tribes now, in order to distinguish a Native American connection with some of these so-called federally recognized tribes, they don't even use DNA no more because it's not reliable. They don't use DNA because it's not reliable. Why is it not reliable? Because certain things make up different ethnic groups, and it's not always a difference of DNA. For example, in Africa, there's a gazillion different tribal and ethnic groups. They're all on the same continent. They all have the same DNA, but they still have different cultures and different ethnicities, ethnic differences. Just like with Aboriginal tribes here. Many of the tribes were named by explorers. European explorers saw a bunch of different types of Native Americans from different tribal groups and ethnic groups living by a creek, and the white supremacists said, hey, you guys are the Creek Indians. That's where the Creek name came from. The white supremacists said, hey, y'all living by the creek, you're Creek Indians. So how would DNA trace to a Creek Indian when a white supremacist just made it up on the spot? They kind of made up names for certain Native American tribes, just like Seminoles. There's no such thing really as a genetic Seminole. Seminole means runaway. We talked about that many times. It comes from the Spanish word cimarron. It means runaway.
Actually, it comes from the word. The word Seminole goes back to the word maroon. Cimarron or maroon, which means brown, copper colored people, or so. And when you deal with the Maroons, that was just when you deal with the Seminoles, that's just another word for other. And that was just a bunch of Aboriginal tribes that had been battling and going to war that had banded together, dealing with the Yamasee, the Chickamauga, teaming up, fighting against the United States, and actually won and went down to the southern borders of the Spanish borders and helped protect them for immunity. You know what I'm saying? You got them being embraced by Emperor Brim in 1716 or 1704, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a lot of rich history with our people here and battling and fighting here.
So there are no really ethnic Seminoles like that can trace back hundreds of years. Yeah, the Washita.
Yeah, see, all this tribe shit, that's new. That's when you started hearing these tribes, that's Europeanized. That means it already had a mixture of some sort. See, we dealt with nationhood and kingdom. We had a lot of nations here. Shout out to my big brother Lil Yos in the building. Good to see you in the building. Peace and blessings and love to you, Lil Yos. Shout out to my brother. But yeah, man, we had nations here, empires, kings, emperors. You know, that's what we had here. You know, so we got to embrace and don't allow this narrative like we were some type of savage, primitive people as Aboriginal people here, because they have misconstrued that, just like they misconstrued a lot of the other history that they have alluded to.
The Yamasee, you understand? So a lot of the DNA test, it will really, all of it is going to trace back to really three places: Africa, Europe, or Asia. Almost every single person's DNA will trace back to that. And
but if you tell us that black people was all over the planet and America is part of the planet, how come you finding them on Europe, Asia, Africa, but you ain't finding them in Australia? I mean, you ain't finding them in America? That's weird. But America has some of the oldest civilizations, oldest pyramids, most pyramids. You mean to tell me that y'all great accomplishments and contributions wasn't even built in your local continent? You left outside of your shit to build the greatest and the first shit? only to go back to build the second and the less shit and the less docile shit. That doesn't make any sense.
Markers are using for Aboriginal tribes. You understand? Because a lot of the tribal groups, a lot of them disappeared and blended in and were amalgamated into Black society and then later on white society. That's why when you see so-called Native Americans now, they look damn near white because most of them are really $5 Indians. They're not really white at all. And we know the get down they did with the Dawes Rolls. It was white people paying money to get labeled as Native Americans. And nobody ever questions that. It's always, they got to question our authenticity when it comes to us acknowledging Aboriginal heritage. Now, you got to be careful when you acknowledge the Aboriginal heritage because we have to understand Black people, even the ones who are Aboriginal, were still blended in with a lot of African people who were put.
How can we blend in when they was the less? If this is the Aboriginal continent, the Aboriginal people here, and you just said that 3% of a small, very, very group of people, 3% of people came here, how are we blending with them? How the fuck are we blending with them? They will be blending with us.
Those plantations, and also
they were stripped of their culture, so they're blending in with us, using our culture, now projecting themselves at us as our people. Think about it.
Because of the segregation laws, all Black people were pretty much put in the same communities together, even after slavery. You understand? So it's very important to understand all of this. So when we talk about foundational Black Americans, we're talking about the people who are classified as Black mixed in on those plantations. We created a.
Hey, you say you just found the page? Well, I'm glad you just found the page. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Sierra Moan. Make sure y'all subscribe. If you watching this channel, make sure you subscribe, man. It's one of the latest channels on YouTube right now, man. And we come with the facts, we come with the raw, and we come with the real. I will be dropping a link so we can have an open panel discussion. I will be dropping the phone lines so people can call in.
Whole brand new culture. We have to respect that culture. And don't be ashamed to respect that culture. Because that is who we are. And using the term African is a very dangerous term. And I'm going to play a clip from my brother Claude Anderson. It's a very dangerous thing to do, using the term African. All right, let me find that clip of Claude Anderson.
Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, man, for getting on code, man, and understanding the Aboriginal heritage and lineage and how important it is to being the foundational people here in America. And we have been POW since the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. If y'all some proud Aboriginal, if y'all some proud FBA brothers and sisters, drop them fire emojis in the chat and run and thumb up the like button.
Okay, this is Claude Anderson on the Breakfast Club. And this is my mentor, and this is who I got the game. Now listen to Claude Anderson break this down. All right? This is who I got the game from. Listen.
64 white Indians used to come to the White House, give them everything they want. Is that why you use the term Native Blacks? That's right. African Americans? That's right, Native Blacks. And I want to help all Blacks on earth. But if you don't use the word Native Blacks, you shoot yourself in the head. You know, because if you say African American, the first human beings came out of Africa. Anybody on earth that comes to America is an African American. You can be white, come from you tomorrow, you're an African American. That makes total sense. And see, that's the first thing that hurts. So you can't. That's a very, very broad term. Who's an African American? Anybody can be an African American. Okay. Secondly, why is Native American important? Because this nation owes Black folks. 98% of all the Black people in America were here before 98% of all the other people ever arrived. Black people, those Native Blacks, and the reason I said Native because they took them out of Africa, they stripped them of their Africanness.
That's some bullshit.
Native Black American for a long time. Okay. Hold on.
That's right. Ghost music. That's right. That's right. Hey, the Asiatic.
Oh.
Hey, look at the Asiatic, y'all. I just want y'all to take a look at him. This is what you call a butthurt tether or a coon. You understand? And they hate that we are on code. You know, it doesn't matter what they say. They ain't even being recognized in their community. They invisible while we invincible. They try while we triumphant.
Hold on. Native Black American. All right. And let me show you old tweets of mine. I used to use that term all the time. I've been using that. I used to use it going all the way back to 2018. Hold on. I'm looking at some of my old tweets right now. Hold on. Yeah, going all the way back to 2018. Looking at my old tweets. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you. I've been using that term. Then I said, let me flip this thing and make it a little more tight. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to go to it. Hold on. Trying to go to it. I'm digging through all my old tweets to show some chronology here. Okay. Okay. Going through my old tweets. Okay, hold on. Going through my old tweets, looking for. Hold on. Where's that? There we go. Okay, going all the way back to November of 2018, right here. All right, some of my old tweets, I would use the term Native Black American, a lot of talking about Sambos that are anti-Native Black American. So back in 2018, some of my old tweets, I was using that term. You're not in a position to disrespect any.
Kevin Ross, this is live, big bro. We better drop the link. So anybody want to get on the panel, pop on. Better get ready to put the phone lines in the chat. Yeah, this is live.
Native Black Americans, right here. I was checking a damn non-FBA tether. I've been checking tethers. I've been checking tethers for almost 5 years, dude, on Twitter, longer than that. So yeah, here's some. Yeah, these are some non-FBA tethers working for white mommy, white daddy. So I've been checking them. I was checking Candace Owens, talking about she's not a Native Black American. So I've been using this term for a long time because I got it from Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay, I got it from Dr. Claude Anderson. I got that term from him. It's the same as foundational. And the reason why I changed, I said, let me tighten it up a little bit, because oftentimes I would use the term Native Black American, and then some people will say, well, do you mean Native Americans who are mixed with Black? Or do you mean a black-skinned Native American? So they would oftentimes get confused. A Native Black American, do you mean a Black person who was enslaved by Native Americans? So they would kind of get confused with that. I said, okay, let me do this. Because sometimes.
But when you say Aboriginal American, there's no confusion. There's no confusion. If it is confusion, I can elaborate. There's no confusion. We're Aboriginal.
People would still get confused.
Aboriginal means first.
With the Native Black American title. And one thing I don't want is any confusion. I don't want any confusion. Don't want any confusion.
All right, y'all, listen. This is what we're going to do. I'm about to get ready to drop the phone line, and I will put the link in the chat. We're about to get ready to drop the phone line, and we're about to get ready to put the links in the chat. So make sure y'all get ready. Let's get ready to do that now.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me hear I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right numb his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed too, and shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the.
All right, we back. Make sure y'all hit that like button. The call-in number is in the chat, man. What's going on, DJ? Drop them fire horns, man. Tell them call in. Call in. Yeah, let's get it. The link is on the screen.
I'm with you, Ab. Good show as always, my brother.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings. Shout out to DJ Kentucky. Cut tech. You can't troll on the low. Yeah, that's right, Lo. They can't troll on the low. Yeah, man, we gotta show how much the importance of genealogy is key, man. Genealogy is absolutely key. You understand me? We gotta really understand that, you know. 562 area code. State your name, where you calling from. It's the Wake and Bake Show.
Yeah, this is King Tutoring, calling from Compton, California.
What's going on, King?
Listen, my brother, I love your name. That's why I'm a subscriber. Aboriginal Power. I think this wordplay is very, very crucial because they playing the word game on us with African American. And this stuff is law. Using the word black, using the word African American is very crucial on this wordplay as we unite and move forward together as people of color.
Absolutely. Understanding that certain terms that you use, it's almost like an oxymoron. It's like being a sovereign citizen or black power. That these are contradictions. These are oxymorons. So to have something that really has power behind it only makes it stronger. And then the understanding who you are as a person under the auspice of being lied to only adds more strength into to who you are. So yeah, I think it is a play on the words, but you know, for the better, you know.
I think really to get our people to really understand, because our people are not really leaders, and we're talking law. We're not talking religion. We're not talking, just jive. We are literally talking law.
Yeah, if you're trying to get if you're trying to get restitution, if you're trying to get reparations, that's legal talk. That's law.
Exactly. And that's why I rock with you, brother. Aboriginal power, because there is no power in blacks if we're talking legal.
Absolutely.
B1. Thank you, my brother, for taking my call. I support you. I'm in the background. I dropped you my email. Any kind of support that you need, my brother, I'm here to help you push this agenda forward.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for tapping in. I'm glad you came across the channel. Make sure you subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on some of these open panels as well. Seeing you in the chat, brother. Peace and blessings. Enjoy the rest of your day, brother. Shout out to that brother, man. King from California. He was going in. I like his energy, man. He definitely getting it in. Shout out to everybody else, man. Let's get some more callers in. Let's get some more callers. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. That's so true, man. It's the wordplay. We really got to watch it, man, because they've been giving us black. They've been giving us African. They've been giving us all kind of bullshit terms that doesn't add any real value to who we are. You understand me? 970 area code. What's your name and where you calling from? This is the Wake and Bake Show. Yeah.
That's Colorado. That's Colorado.
Speak up a little bit for me. What's your name? Where you calling from? Colorado?
Western Colorado, Colorado, 970.
All right, shout out to you, bro. Peace and blessings. How you feeling?
How are you, man? How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's get into it all. I'm a little buzzed, man. Wake and Bake Show. Shout out. Y'all can't be denying the Holocaust shit. It come off like that. Native Americans from the reservation, see all the history in front of you, and I know that's not what this show is about, but that's what we're dealing with. So, like, you're gonna deny a fucking shit that's gonna cause a problem. That doesn't make cohesion, and that's the way I see it. I want numbers because I believe that if we have a number, we can radicalize the people with whatever hip hop. You have the technology to radicalize information, so we'll fuck it. Get the numbers. It doesn't make the movement weak. We want to be Native American. You can't tell them they wrong. You can't tell them that they wasn't there before the Native Americans. You can't tell the Native Americans they wasn't there before the rest. What are we arguing about? What the fuck are you about them two numbers?
I'm trying to see exactly where you coming from, sir. Well, where you from? Where your people's from? Where your family from, brother?
I don't really got a lot, man. I'm kind of real Native American, man. I'm kind of pink, but yeah, my people were from Western Colorado.
All right. So, what country did your lineage immigrate from? What part of Asia did they come from?
Country didn't immigrate anywhere. Here.
What part of Asia did your peoples come from?
All right. The Eurasian Peninsula, they walked over from the Arab side.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So why don't you embrace your Asian and Arab side of history instead of attaching to this American Aboriginal culture, sir?
No. I do 100%. Man, we got this restaurant for chicken out the station. Fucked up, man. It'll fuck up the taste buds. Now, let me tell you something. I'm not the one to classify myself as Native American. The federal government classifies me as Native American. They do it to punish us. Make sure we're extinct.
No, they classified you because y'all agreed to follow certain rules. Y'all get millions of dollars allocated to Native Americans, which is actually in Asians, once classified as Chinos. Well, we can barely hear you on your janky phone, sir. You might want to go back and get some TP connection, nigga. Go get back and get TP, nigga. This is what I'm talking about. These people come over here and want to attach themselves to your culture. This guy is so lost. Like I say, first he said, I'm from here. I can hear it in your voice. I know where you from. What part of Asia did your people come from, sir? And he eventually got it. He spit it out. You know what I'm saying? So let's get some more callers in here right now, man. Let's get some more callers. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis out there. Let's get a few more brothers and sisters to call in. Y'all don't be scared. Call in. Matter of fact, let me drop the link in the chat as well. Might want to let my big brother, Mr. Miyagi, on. Let Mr. Miyagi on. If anybody else want to come challenge the information, I would like for you guys to come on as well. We want challenges. This is the free smoke series. So we waiting on some callers to call in. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. Like I said, it's all about getting on code, understanding what is the culture. We are the culture, and stamping what is rightfully ours that we have put out through contributions. So, Like he said, this is relatively a new understanding. We've been collectively allowing everybody to eat off of us, but this is something that must have to stop, and it's going to stop, and it's going to cause radical effect, and hopefully we'll see the benefits of this. Not hopefully, we will. We're going to speak it into existence, put it in the atmosphere and the ethers, and eventually it'll rain down on me. Okay? Let's get a couple call-ins. The I am. I know he got some questions for me today. Let me get this brother on. What's going on, the I am?
Hey, peace, man. Peace, everybody.
Peace and
No,
blessings. Peace.
this is the power that I've been reckoning with, man. It's like I deal with all this other stuff out here, but this one right here is the one that's really it brings a lot more. It brings the peace that I've been seeking, knowing that I'm an Aboriginal to this land, to this continent.
It's something that you can't see, and you got an aura that's about you. Whether and that's something that you can't see, which we'll get into auras, which is why people don't like you, why they do like you, why they're attracted to you, why they're not attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But it's certain things that feed into your aura, which feeds into your soul, which potentially shows through other things, usually confidence. You see what I'm saying? So once you know that you're Aboriginal, it's a sense of confidence that you seem to bestow. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, understanding that your peoples have built everything here, that they have given the contributions. You have battled it out with several invaders, obviously, that you see here, and you haven't fled your homeland. You haven't felt the need to go run and seek asylum to the point where it's still progression within our lineage. It's still progression and evolution and elevation within the future. You see what I'm saying? And only now you're starting to see a collective of our peoples getting on code. People that don't even have the same ideologies but has the same goals in the same boat is coming together. Shout to the FBAs. Shout to the ADOS brothers. They're coming to an understanding where it's important to really father your research and historical narrative to push who you truly is socially. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we teach genealogy is key. And once you understand that, you can truly start respecting your lineage. You will have a clearer understanding of what your lineage is.
AP also on the Israelite movement, right? Their teachings, a lot of those teachings seem to be not all of them, but some of the teachings seem to be good and like as Aboriginal stuff. And so that's getting a lot of Aboriginals into that religion because a lot of it is so it's fundamental to I think Aboriginal culture or perspective. And when I say the Israelite doctrine, I'm speaking of like the moral code and the laws that's in it. Not all of them, but many of them, and that's pulling a lot of
Right.
the Aboriginals
For
in
some,
those religions.
you know what I like about it, that I like to identify with it? I like to identify cultural aspects throughout uh, the Bible, or the Hebrew perspective, if you will. Certain things that is impacted and credited in the Bible to what is Hebrews, and I can show you what these same things and who these people are credited to in contemporary science. So it's a closer connection. For instance, fringes. You know the Hebrews are credited for wearing fringes upon their clothes.
That's right.
Did you know that the Aboriginal peoples were some of the first people to create fringes on their clothes?
That's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of things that's in the book in the Torah, right, or the Tanakh or whatever you want to call it. That I think that's why that religion is pulling so many Aboriginals in, not knowing that that's really but the religion, the core of the religion is not. I mean, that religion is contaminated
And,
though.
and, and I believe that's a bittersweet thing as well, because I believe that the religion in general, whether it's Islam, Hebrew, Hindu, Buddhism, they all have came and seen the contributions and the acts of Aboriginals here, and they took pieces of our cultural aspects and turned them into religion. So, for instance, a group of people could have came from somewhere else, seen us praying and bathing and cleaning, and boom, they took pieces of this and they turned it into Islam. Another group of people came over here and they seen us circumcising our children. They seen us worshiping the sun, right? And they took this and they turned this into another aspect that we call Hebrewism or Abrahamic faith. And we can go so forth and so on with these religions that I believe that they have taken and borrowed aspects that was never meant to be a religion, that was only part of create of culture and traditions and customs that has now become religion. And I believe that's because of foreign invaders. And if people lack culture, they'll thrive and pick up where anything that they can. And it's just like anybody else. If motherfuckers see somebody with something that look good food wise, it might make you want to go get some food that look good as well. So that's the same thing that goes on when it comes to influence and contribution. My bad.
Okay. And I got a question for you. So we're the Aboriginals. That's bottom line. There's no doubt in that. But there was always doubt in Christianity. There was always doubt in Islam. There was always doubt in the Israelites, right? But I don't have that doubt when it comes to Aboriginals. But the question is, why did the Aboriginals? Why did we as Aboriginals, right? Why did we allow other races to come to this continent and live here and get possessions of land?
Right, and that's a good question, and ultimately is we got to be real, right? No matter all our good contributions and our great achievements, we always had fuck niggas that didn't want to get aboard, right? There were sellouts. Ancient espionage was in effect. So what you do is have people mixing. So you have a mixed culture, you have a mulatto culture, you have a mestizo culture in the hands of power to be teeter-totted through the auspice of the offsprings of mixed people. And you see it throughout history. Most of the highest political people that changed things, that was in beneficiary or that was in high seats in the early American times, you think they was white, right? Because that's what they were classified as. But in reality and facts, these people was mixed breed people. We can go through a conglomerate of people. What's the eighth president, the sixth president now? I forget his name. Noah Webster, Queen of Charlotte. We can go through so many different people throughout history that was mulatto mixed breed people. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong to let people in on your borders and through your borders and all that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think the wrong aspect is I don't think they should come and try to take over the Aboriginals' land and corrupt their history and corrupt their cultures. I don't think they should do that though.
What you mean?
Okay, I'm saying I don't think there's anything wrong with letting. I'm not saying it's wrong with letting immigrants in our land, right? But I think it's wrong.
I don't think he ever seen it, but I don't think they should be reaching political powers.
But yeah, but to get on that, I don't think that the Aboriginals should allow them to change our history and to change our culture and to pervert it, and then allow. We shouldn't allow them to ban us from our own land either.
Yeah, we definitely can't be banned. If hell, I'm pretty sure these motherfucking foreigners that has came in, pretty sure they want to ship our asses somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have been did that. You see what I'm saying? But they can't.
I mean, but the way they treat us even today,
I don't believe it was foreigners who changed it. You see what I'm saying? If a black ruler mixed with just say a white slave occupant, right, and the offspring of this slave, right, and this royal black king or royal man grows up, he might have disdain towards his father by the way his father treats the slave mother, right? So certain conditions can persuade a decision. So now this offspring This mulatto child who has this disdain, low-key disdain towards his father in the way certain class of his mother's people is being treated, could change. He could come into power and make changes on behalf of his conditions and what he went through. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is just a small effect to have how land was taken. You also have tax acts that happen, where taxes was put on our people. That's when you get into the whole sharecropping, to pay for the taxes and to still keep your land. You see what I'm saying? These things changed our people, which taxation is really robbery. If our people never paid taxes, we didn't agree to it, you know, and you don't want to give up the money, but they still take the money anyway. That's robbery. So our people was literally robbed of their land. Literally, you know.
Yeah, yep, I'm still here. I was just you. Well, even if the child gets into power, I'm saying that I don't think the children of a mixed family, of a mixed, parents or whatever, different parents of different races should be allowed to make rules and laws to this against, or this
I mean,
not right for.
maybe there's something that should be looked at now, but obviously at that particular point in time, they didn't look at it like that. And also, you also have offsprings that has made decisions on behalf of their melanated side and beneficiary to that side as well. So that's a twofold conversation. It's almost a risk that you take by even mixing at all. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say that, you know what I'm saying? Because we rock with our mixed brothers and sisters that's really for the cause, and supporting the movement and standing up for the foundational Americans and Aborigines. You know what I'm saying? And then you have your mixed class of people that is totally against it and standing on with the oppressor side of things and don't want to be recognized or classified or any in the same boat as you. You know what I'm saying? You have both sides of the story. So how do you conjectively pick and choose the I am? That's the question I propose to you. You still with us, brother? You might be muted. So the I am. That's the question I propose to you. Maybe we can move forward. Let me let the other brother on. We got Cheetah, Affair, Theo, Sebastian. What's going on? Chief Arifa.
Peace to the chat.
What's going on with it?
Everything good, my brother. I wanted to ask real quick if you could give out a nice book list for the people, some good information that our people could, get some good reading on. Maybe just drop a few in the chat. I had some people I knew wanted to read.
Problem. I'll state a few, and maybe a couple of my moderators could type those down in the chat. I'll give you 5 of them off the top of the head that I feel like is must-have books. Okay. I'm gonna go with American Indian Encyclopedia, 15,000 years of invention and contribution and innovation. I'm also gonna go with 103 facts about the Black Indian in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, that one was fire. Right.
I'm also gonna go with ancient civilization and ancient Egypt and crops and food. And what was the other one that I wanted? Damn, it's so many, but I feel like it's so many with the must have.
That was cool for the top 5.
Yeah, that's cool. That's 4.
So far. Well, that was
cool.
Peace. What's up, fellas? How everybody doing?
Man, peace and blessings, man. Chief Holiday, how you feeling, brother?
Peace.
Salute. All is well, man. All is well, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Hey, I wanted to comment on something Tariq was talking about in that clip, and I noticed it last night too when we played it. He talked about when he was coming up with Foundational Black American, right? Right. And he was talking about how it can't be trumped, right? And I thought that was interesting because he said, you know, when he was going to use Native, and he got that from Dr. Claude Anderson. And I seen that clip. I seen him when he went on the Breakfast Club when he did that interview, and he said that because we actually have that video up and commented on that when Dr. Claude Anderson said that, right? And the importance of not using Native at the time. You understand? Now the video got blocked, but I still got the video, y'all. So anyway, make a long story short, right? If there's a foundational Black American, right? When they ask, when they ask, well, what about us? When somebody come in and say, well, they're a foundational white American because you have put a color on it, right? That trumps the Black American. I don't want y'all to play with me but then you can't say that's not true, Chief, because I'm gonna say it is, because then you'll turn around and say white supremacy runs the world. White supremacists are the smartest people on the planet. White supremacists run everything. White supremacy do this. White supremacy do this. The dominant society do this. That's what you say. So that means that you created a group for losers. I'm just letting y'all know. So when we talk about Aboriginal power, when we talk about being the first fucking Americans, why the fuck does anybody have a problem with that? I'm still, my only problem is why y'all got a problem. The only thing we owe y'all is an ass whooping. So I'm gonna let y'all know that y'all doing way too much. Stay out of our fucking business. If you're not here to help, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all know motherfuckers that came and did shit. It's like us coming to y'all country and helping them continue to take y'all shit and oppress your people. It's the same thing. So why the fuck is y'all act like we gotta be taking the same disrespect that y'all wouldn't want us doing to y'all? So you come here, don't come here to be against us, come here to be with us. And that's what we saying. So we're raising hell to raise awareness. We're not hateful people. We love everybody. If we didn't, you motherfuckers would have never came here. The Carnegies, nobody wouldn't have came in this bitch if we was haters. Now the reason why this happened, we can't call motherfuckers traitors, because we not all of us, but a lot of us extended peace treaties to other people that we had for each other. And the reason why we know we had peace here for thousands of years, because we built shit that you can't build while you fucking fighting. You can't build if you don't have no food. So we have all that here in America. So once again, when we say we the greatest human beings in world history, we can prove it, and we can prove it because you guys are trying to hide our history. So once again, watch your mouth and understand what you're talking about. There's word spells being, stop calling these people white. Use waste. That's a more historical, accurate term. Degenerates. That's a more accurate term. But because when you put other spells on it, you're casting spells on yourself and on your people. So stop doing that. Stop arguing with us about dumb shit. If you're an immigrant, what are you talking about? What the hell is you talking about? Real talk, y'all. I really want to know what the fuck are y'all so mad about? If you would have never hopped on nobody's line and defending these people, nobody wouldn't have got the bouncing on y'all ass.
I'll be literally laughing at these immigrants, bro.
That shit is crazy.
Up, bro. It's pathetic.
Like, what the hell is y'all talking about, bro? Please understand, that don't make no sense. It's like us going to Nigeria and working it. You know the reason why they wouldn't want our kind over there? Because we're going to work with the people over there. We're not going to work against the Liberians. We're not going to be Grebos. We're going to work with the motherfuckers that's working for their people. We are freedom fighters. Understand that. We're not fighting for the Zionists. We're not fighting for the Nazis. They are. These motherfuckers will tell you that they get a check from George Soros and they lead the motherfucking blacks. Fuck y'all, man. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't want this smoke. We are too motherfucking hostile for y'all, bro. Hey, listen, we ain't asking nothing. Ain't nobody keeping no gates around here, bro. We tearing shit the fuck down. Letting y'all know. So, but stop telling our people, oh, we so weak. Oh, they're so strong. Who? Where they at? We need to have a conversation with them so y'all can understand how fucking strong we are. We're not allowing no disrespect no more. We already told y'all coming this year ain't nobody safe. Why y'all think we playing with y'all?
Nah,
And I start seeing little Asians popping their little Chinese heads and saying shit. Y'all better shut the fuck up. We allow y'all to be here. Motherfuckers riding around in Benzes off of us. Watch y'all motherfucking mouth, man. And then talk about some Asian hate and all this other stuff. Yeah, man, we gotta have honor amongst shit that we doing, but watch y'all mouth and stop disrespecting us. And that's a problem. And we telling everybody to stop fucking disrespecting our people on our land.
See this though, I got a couple people. I'm only doing one at a time right now. So let me allow I'm gonna let Yost go on here in a second, but let me let Brown Wolf on. I'm gonna bring Yost back on in just a second. Let me let Brown Wolf on. Shout out to my big brother, Yost.
Okay, hey, what's going on, family? What's up? What's up,
Yeah, bless up, everybody. Yeah, go ahead,
what's
Brown
up,
Wolf.
Wolf, what's going on
Bless up,
bro?
Supreme.
What's going on, y'all?
Big
Hey, man,
Chief.
shout out. I got the
Big
Aboriginal.
AP.
Yeah, hey, I got the Aboriginal Museum going on, so y'all check my IG, man. I put together a museum for us, y'all. Yeah, man, it's time to show them better than we can tell them, bro.
Where's it
These
at?
little
Where's
mental.
Where's the Aboriginal Museum at?
It's in Atlanta, Atlanta, GA.
Let everybody know
That's
where
dope, bro.
Up in the area. We got
Okay.
172 people in here. Let them know. Let them know where it is.
I definitely want to visit that, bro.
Okay, I got y'all. Yeah, man, we're gonna tour it. We're gonna tour it, and I just started. Y'all know I'm a painter, so I just started it for us, and then we're gonna tour it around pretty much, and I'm just laying the foundation pretty much. So it's gonna be a place for us to put our artifacts. Yeah, man, our artifacts and all that stuff.
I got some monkey bones I want to put in there.
Some monkey bones. I feel it. Hey, no, but what I was thinking, man, listen, you talk holiday. I was thinking, man, like we can't. We saying Aboriginal, but we attaching black to it. See what I mean? So we can't be Aboriginal and
No, we're not attaching black to it.
No,
They attach
not
black
us,
to
not
it.
you and me. No, not you and me. I'm talking about even the Tariq with the foundational black / Aboriginal. It's like it's not / Aboriginal, bro, because black is not a real person. So we gotta we can't be saying both or having both alive. You know what I mean?
You don't need to add black onto Aboriginal. That's why we use that word. That's why
I'm talking about we don't even need to join with them niggas. That's what I'm saying. We don't even need to join them niggas.
But shout out to the FBA brothers and sisters that's just now coming into the understanding. Now they need to understand genealogy is key. So shout out to the FBA brothers and sisters.
Right, and I'm just shout out to them. And I'm speaking on the confusion, man. Like how you got people coming up here and asking
some
about the
people
Hebrew Israelites
out of Africa and they still paying
where they
Africans, which
lost.
we with them.
Yeah, we gotta stop mixing the lost
people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
ahead.
My bad,
Go ahead, big bro. My bad. No, you got the flow, big bro. My bad.
Oh,
we got a couple people in the
saying,
back. I'll get to y'all in just a second. I'll be right with y'all in just a second.
Yep. And I'm wrapping it up, y'all. I'm out on the road and stuff. I just wanted to call up because it was a good conversation.
Be safe while you out there too, bro. Drip check.
Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate that. Drip check. You already know I'm on that, AP. But yeah, man, I just wanted to speak for the people that might be confused. I think it's just that it's like we're waking up, but it's a mixture between the ones that are coming into the knowledge and then the ones that have been known it. So I think the black thing is it's getting people closer, but it's still kind of confusing for ones that's coming up here and asking about the Hebrew Israelites and those type of things. I think they're still like confused because the Aboriginal thing is not being understood 100%. So that's all I'm saying. We got to do a better job of clarifying it and not mixing, you know what I'm saying, the timelines, because a black is a different timeline than Aboriginal. So someone looking, we just need some more clarity. That's all I was going to say,
Yeah, definitely. That's why this channel is so prominent, man, because we keeps it real.
Yeah.
We touch on all the topics and we're going to clarify.
Salute to everybody, man. Salute to all y'all, man. It's all love.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my brother Brown Wolf, man. Let me let Sister Soul on. Let's get Sister Soul on. Hey, drop that ad to the museum too, so we can go check that out too, big bro.
Okay, I got you, big bro. I got you. Facts. Oh God, I got you.
Shout out to my brother Brown Wolf. Let's get Sister Soul on, and I got the brother Kareem in the back. We'll be with you in just a second, brother. Sister Soul Man Radio, what's going on?
Peace, bro. Peace. Respect to you. Respect to you, Chief, and everybody else up here. Real quick, I just want to say, I just kind of what Brown Wolf was saying, definitely with everything Chief was saying. It seemed like this black thing, since you're hearing them, it's like you're giving them a little like y'all listen, come on over here. We're kind of on the same plight. Y'all got to understand what it is. I see what you're doing, but what I don't get is why they feel like it's this black. Now they feel the need to keep saying this black. I'm so tired of hearing this for the last week with these people pounding this black thing on us. It is a spell binding technique to mess with the minds of our people and keep us stagnated, make us be in a lower state. And it's wrong. It's dead ass wrong. It's fine that y'all over here, y'all feel y'all FBA, foundational black. Just say y'all foundational America. Don't claim a color, because you're not black. First off, you're copper colored, if anything. So for you to be claiming black, sounding literally like you want to be a crayon or something, or some type of, I don't know. So it just turns, it's a turn off to us that are trying to make our plight as to the people that we are versus the color that we are. And then when you're giving us a color of these black seeded people, because they're the ones that are black, we're not black. First off, I know I am. So
you touching on some shit. And let me say this. I understand where you're coming from, but I understand from their shoes as well. I understood that we all use black. And until you had a certain amount of knowledge and understanding on why not using black is significant. So we must give them the knowledge, and we must show them the way, or why black is not significant in use. It's because a lot of people is freshly coming into this information. A lot of people are coming out of old indoctrination. A lot of people are understanding socially and within a soul, but still using other indoctrinated terms. So we just need to guide them in a way. We was all using certain words. We was all had a certain ideology until coming into the right information. So we got to show a courtesy. We got to show some type of.
Bro, courtesy is one thing, and then just allowing ignorance is another thing, right? Because it's different when they see us,
some of the brothers are ignorant now. Now, some of the brothers are ignorant now that is using the term, but I understand where some of the other brothers is coming from that is using the term, because socially we are called black people. We can't deny that. Whether we identify as Aboriginal, socially we're called black people. So saying this is black people culture, we got to learn what is ours and what this classification game is socially, and stamp it and give it its rightful name. We gotta understand the system that we're in.
Time, bro. This is a look. This is the whole thing, bro. Everything that they have done to us. Think about it like this. I'm sorry. I'll just look at the overall. You already know. The whole thing they've done to us has been social construct. So this is another part of the social construct, and this is the mental thing. This is the worst part of it, the in-depth part of it, our minds, constructing us to feel we are black and dead and nothing, when they are the black seeded of this nation, and continuing to darken everything around us, including our soil and the earthbound ionic womb of our women, continue to spread their black seed and just deteriorate our nations everywhere. So for us to claim something that is them, it's cringing to me, and it's annoying because it's so much of a y'all hear it enough. Y'all heard the descriptions. You guys know that. Oh, you know the dictionary means that. Y'all heard these terms over the years. I mean, come on, people know this stuff, and the ones that don't know it, we're in the chat. We're telling them. We're saying, look, it means this, and that. Take the time and look it up. If you want to keep being, I don't want to use names, but if you want to keep being in a not knowing, that's your choice. But don't force upon us these spellbinding techniques and keep writing in the chat. We're black this, black that. Don't keep doing that. It's offensive, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's not right, because we know better. And if they know better,
I'm not speaking on behalf of those. I'm not speaking on behalf of those trolls in the chat. I'm speaking on behalf of the people that use the word socially, not offensively. You see what I'm saying? The people who strictly know who they people is. I feel like it takes a certain type of understanding and balance when coming into this information. If I use the same concept that you use now, a lot of people will still be stuck and left with black. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people wouldn't have that guidance. They wouldn't have the understanding, the knowledge They would just be stuck. And I know a lot of people that was claiming black less than 5 years ago. When I first came into it, a lot of people were still using the term identifying as black. That's in our community. That's now going by Indian, Aboriginal, Native Americans, etc. You see what I'm saying?
But
I
after
can see
coming
that.
into this information, bro, after so much information that they hear what I'm saying, bro. I'm sorry. After coming
No, no,
into
no.
so much information and hearing it redundantly, let me. I'm gonna use it for example. Your boy, the guy Tariq. He continues to say, I've heard the videos that we've been listening to, right? He continues to say the white supremacy, the black this. These idiots have no supremacy. They're not freaking white. They have no supremacy. They've never been supreme over us in any kind of way, physically, mentally, any kind of way, spiritually. They have no type of anything over us. Why do people, our so-called people, continue to label these people white supreme? And why do they continue to call us black? They want to call us black and label these people white supreme, like they're in the beds with them or something, like you laying down, bending over, gapping for them or something. Why are you putting this on us? And why are you continuing to do it when you should know better? You want to act so intelligent. You want to act like you know so much. You're so smart. Then you want to create a foundation off of black.
Now you're right, Sister Soul. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I just believe it's two spectrums of it. If it's always a split side to it that we have to look at it in. And I understand about the white supremacy shit. But at the end of the day, you gotta understand these colonizers are running shit. They deal with your distribution, they deal with a lot of the main factors of resources that's in our land. You see what I'm saying? Hands on the resources and raw materials and distribution and shipping and that's a big factor. You know, when they control that, they pretty much controlling the playing field. And that's what we have to take control of. Whatever, no matter the term that whatever nobody want to call it, you got to understand the system at hand. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, a lot of our brothers and sisters are still learning. We all learning. We don't know all this information. A lot of us still use stuff without looking at it and analyzing it, and they try to jump the gun. A lot of this stuff I see people come up with, and we did this shit 4-5 years ago, but now we're reanalyzing and understanding there was some small factors that was incorrect about certain things there. So we got to do our proper thing and keep researching. The root word of is to constantly keep doing it. You see what I'm saying? The second addition word of that is the search. So to constantly to keep searching for new information and evaluating and analyzing. And like I said, a lot of us is grown. So to see growth in a lot of people, you can see it. Tariq uses the word black, 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 supremacy, supremacy, supremacy. And I see a growth of him using he's saying the colonized. He's starting to use that word a lot. He's starting to use the word aboriginal, which we heard him use over about 10 times in his last video. So it's certain things that's spreading, but it's going to take time. It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and it's hard to teach somebody who's been heavily indoctrinated into one aspect to change. So when you can see a little change, it's potential into full change. And so, we must be patient. A lot of our grandmamas and shit was set, even though religion is corrupted, even though these same churches take the money from your grandmama and put them in developers bank, and these developer banks create projects that builds a highway that potentially destroys your grandmama home. Right, so grandmama just paid for home to be destroyed. But this is a corrupt system. Even though if you could put this and tell grandmama this, don't mean she's gonna change. It's hard to teach and change and persuade somebody who's set in indoctrinated form of something. So it takes hard to unlearn something. So it takes patience to deal with this type of information and to wake up our people that's coming in and rightfully challenging what we putting out.
Yeah, you're right, bro. I want to say one last thing, and I'm a mute. The meaning. You know how we look up the meanings of things in the etymology or whatever, right? When we look at the etymology of Tariq and what the meaning is, a brother dropped this, and I was like, this is fascinating. I'm gonna make sure I tell AP this so he get it. It says that Tariq, it is a Turkish name that means morning star. It says nasheed means song or hymns. So the whole name means the song of the fallen morning star. I just want to say that and put that in your ear, but go ahead.
I appreciate that. That's what's up. Shout out to Sister Soul for coming on with that fire. Stay coming on with that fire. Shout out to Shout out to Sister Soul. We got brother Kareem in the building. Let's let Kareem on. Kareem, what's up with it? Kareem, are you on here with us? Peace and blessings.
Peace,
Yo,
family. How y'all doing? Just say thank you for allowing me on, and peace and blessings. And I love what you guys are doing. I just wanted to add my little 2 cents and I'll let you guys get back to the beautiful work you guys are doing right now. So, the only thing I want to add to what the sister was saying, on the importance of the terminology, and I feel like
Did you cut out, big brother? I can't hear you no more. Did you cut out? Mic check, mic check. Yeah, I try not to focus on the terms really, man, because that's the part of semantics and spells. Hey, can we get a mic check from Kareem? Shout out to the brother Kareem. Let's get a mic check. That's a mic check. DJ, drop them air horns one time for the chat out there, man. That's a lit chat. Kareem, you back with us? Kareem, I'm gonna put you down.
Can you guys hear me?
I think you need to come back. Your signal bad. I want to hear what you got to say. So make sure you come back. Come on back in. Let me let the brother Epic Studies in, and I got Black coming in right after that. Shout out to Black in the building. Know he coming with some
bullshit. Hey, Al, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, hold on, Epic Studies. I'll let you get your build in. Go ahead, Chief.
It's just real quick. I want to talk about people that are still confused about Aboriginal. They're saying it's away from the original. No, you're never going to find that definition of it. I'm not even I'm just saying though, like a lot of times people don't know what these terminologies mean.
I Googled, did research on simple research, Oxford English, Noah Webster, etymology, legalese, Boubier's, black laws. They can do their own definition on that word, and they will never find nothing that says away. So I'm not even going to acknowledge or indulge into that ignorant conversation because it's not even of my intellectual capacity to even respond to. Nor yours, me. Yeah, that's so Kenny Gard. Shout out to Epic Studies. What's going on, Epic Studies?
What's going on, BL? I just came on to say, I just came on to say about this black thing. It's redundant, not because the people are ignorant. I think it's redundant because the people simply don't want to acknowledge. And I think that it's easier and it has made the people so docile that they don't want to take on the purpose of true identity. It's easier to take on the black paradigm because the benefit and the finance that's attached to it. Now, from my personal perspective, with Tariq Nasheed, I'm not knocking the work. I want to say that for the record. I'm not knocking the work. But no matter how artfully crafted the black game is presented, no matter how beautifully gift wrapped it is still a fraud. The term black has nothing to do with our people at all. It doesn't matter how. It does not matter how you apply the term black. You can try to even apply it as a color. The term black, even from a color perspective, if you will, actually means bleached, pale, wan, livid, colorless. So this thing, but Tariq knows this. Tariq Nasheed knows this. We cannot give that man any place like he is ignorant when he is dropping these hidden color films with all this history. He knows very well about the term black. He knows it's a fraud, but it's profitable. It's profitable.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's an attempted merge.
No matter how much you dress it up, it still ain't shit. You know, it's a shit sandwich with the bread or without the bread. You see what I'm saying?
Well, my thing is this then. Why does it seem to me? It seems to me that there seems to be an attempted merger or push to bring this black thing into the identity of the Aboriginal people. Is that the attempt? I'm seeing it a lot. I'm hearing it a lot. I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm hearing so-called Aboriginals pushing this black thing again. I'm talking about really pushing it and on behalf of FBA. No, it's a fraud.
No.
It is a fraud.
I think you looking at it from an opposite perspective. What you got is an Aboriginal movement who was here building before FBA or ADOS. If y'all don't believe me, go look at my videos. We was talking about it before they even formed it, when it was the conversation. When it was just the conversation of ADOS or FBA, the Aboriginals was building here. Okay, so what it is it an attempt to catch our brothers before they go down the wrong path? They already done detach themselves from Africa. First good move.
Then why is Tariq Nasheed still pushing it out of Africa?
Hold on. The second good move that they will have to make is to substitute the word black. The word foundational in an American, great word. Black substitute. So it's just a few things that's off, that's not too far key from what we're dealing with. Ideologies of history, substitution of words. All these is semantics. So me as a guider, as the voice of the Aborigines, and I identify by observation who my people is my duty to grab a hold of them and get them right. You see what I'm saying? And give them the knowledge and give them the information.
You would do that with somebody that don't know.
If I was once lost and indoctrinated, and I heard a A1 or I heard a Chief Holiday, I'm like, damn, these brothers right. This guided me to understanding who I was. So we must project that same thing. What Chief did and guided a lot of brothers and sisters from thinking that they was black into understanding this. That doesn't stop. What he was doing in 2017, 18, what I was doing in 2017, 18, it doesn't stop in 2022, when you know you're going to have a large amount of people coming into this understanding than what you did then. You go back to 2018, I was doing these live streams, we probably had 70 people in the chat with 400 subscribers.
I get. I guess you when you say Aboriginal community, you're talking about the what's on YouTube, but the work was already done even before YouTube. Just for the record, this didn't start with the YouTube Aboriginal community. This didn't start with the FBA. The work was being done even before the internet. You see what I'm saying? And I've talked to countless elders concerning this issue. So even all this stuff here is so-called new as it comes to the work, Now you got these same people that some of the same people that was from back in the day still, and today is back to still push that agenda, that black agenda that got them paid back in the day. It's still going on. We talking about research. We need to do our research on these people. And for one, Tariq Nasheed knows the black game. He knows it's a fraud. He knows our people ain't that. So why would you take that position to line your pockets with it? That's why. And now it seems like there's an attempt to merge the so-called Aboriginal community with it. And some people are falling for it. For what? A check? I'm keeping it 100 here. We're going to talk about this, man, because this is a fraud. We can't go into on a political platform talking that black crap. We can't go into a courtroom talking that black crap. You're dead. It has no standing at law.
You got to realize,
and it has no foundation when it comes to the identity of our people.
The whole pro-black movement doesn't.
Sounds good, Al. Yeah, all that sounds good, man. We still ain't dealing with the truth of the matter, the root.
Let me speak. I'll let you get your spill in. Let me get my spill in. This whole black conversation is being done. Nobody's profiting off of piggybacking off a conversation that Tariq Nasheed is putting out. None of the Aboriginals is. None of us is getting paid. This is not a paid program to get on code. This is from someone.
I didn't say that, brother. Don't do that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Well, you did. You said a lot of people that is Aboriginal that is pushing the FBA is profiting or probably profiting off of the movement. That's what you
And I
just
didn't
said,
say
brother.
that. I didn't know. That's not what I said. You twisted my words. I said
Correct.
the black game, the people that are playing the black game, why do people who are playing the black game playing it? Because they're profiting from it. Now, if that applies to some of the Aboriginals that I hear out here pushing the black paradigm, then so be it. I didn't accuse them of that. I'm just saying
That
people
ain't
who
what
are
you just
pushing
said,
it.
but I accept that. I will accept that. That ain't what you
All right.
just said, but we accept that.
All right, you can run the tape back. I'm on. And then if I said something different, then I stand corrected. You can play the tape back, but I know what I said.
Yeah, they can definitely run it back. But the point is I don't believe that nobody's profiting off of black when the whole pro-black
What?
thing was
Tariq
going back.
Nasheed raised $2 billion off the black game to open up. Come on, man. Stop playing. Look how much money this man made off the black game. And everybody else that's playing that black game. Stop playing. Come on now. We gonna hide our heads about this? We're gonna stick our heads back in the sand about this. We're gonna act like it's not a problem.
What we're doing is because someone, which I'm not taking up for anyone, but the facts is if someone raised money, this is not them profiting off of anything. This is people
What is it
collectively.
then, Al? What is it?
This is people collectively coming together that feel like this is a good idea or opportunity to display whatever it is. So we
Sounds
got to be
good.
real with
Sounds
ourselves.
good,
People will
man.
take your own maturity on the shit. And
Sounds
it
good.
seems like every time one of our people gets to a certain stance and start making money, it's their profiting or they're scamming or it's some type of
I never
swindle.
called it a scam. I never said that. But you know what? No, the black game is a scam. Let's deal with that. The black game is a scam. And if you're making money off of it, that's exactly what you're doing to the people. You scamming them because it's not an identity. It has no foundation when it comes to the identity of anybody.
But what I'm saying is, I go back to what I think when I used to think when I was indoctrinated. You can't tell me that a lot of these people are doing what they're doing because they really believe these things. A lot of people really believe these things and goes through these indoctrination. What we fail to realize that indoctrination has been one of the most impactful things amongst our people, and it deals with condition, their mind. So if we can't understand that a lot of people is moved and progressing and doing shit based off indoctrination that is not about some swindling and not saying that it ain't. I'm just saying we can't jump to that conclusion without no facts. People really believe that
After decades. So you mean to tell me after all this information been out here, especially about the term black for decades, and people that's been in this game for decades, you mean to tell me that you're gonna pull the ignorant card? These people are not ignorant of Big Al. These people are not ignorant of this fact about black.
Just like
They're
our
not.
grandmama know that the church wasn't good, but they still
I'm not talking about grandmama. I'm talking about these influential black leader guys.
Is a motherfucker. So if you can't
I'm not talking, I know about our grandmamas and all that. I'm talking about these so-called influential black leader guys that influence a lot of people because of their following.
Slow down, Evan. You moving too fast.
No, I'm not. No. I think you're thinking too slow. You're not getting me. I'm here with it.
Grandmothers was still doing indoctrinated shit. Why you?
I'm not talking about our grandmama and our relatives. That I'm talking about the Negro leader guys that's profiting from our grandmothers.
It's about indoctrination. Indoctrination infects our people.
How is it that we're becoming indoctrinated through these so-called leaders who get up in the pulpits and get on television and drop these information on black, and then we go buy into it? That's the problem. So we need to get these people to stop promoting that crap. But we want to push it too, it seems. For some underlying purpose. What's the underlying purpose? They always tell us to be patient.
You just proved my point, bro. You just proved my point. These people up under indoctrination. It takes time to switch their understanding indoctrination. You gotta guide them. This is my whole point.
I'm not talking about our people, Big Al. I'm not talking about our grandmothers and aunties.
Calm down. Indoctrination of who you are is not going to happen overnight, bro. You didn't become an Aboriginal overnight, bro. You weren't
Bro, I was
always an
born it. I
Aboriginal,
was
bro.
born it, Big Ab. I was born it.
You
I was
didn't
born it.
always have that understanding, bro.
Right,
You didn't always have that
right,
understanding. The vast majority of people
right.
was indoctrinated believing that you came from Africa, Israel, wherever the fuck the indoctrination that you was taught.
Okay,
That's
but
just the fact.
let me make this point. You
And
made that
you
argument, but
change that, and you change that based off of information that you came upon.
right, I know
You can't,
that, but I'm not
you
talking.
can't jump to the
You keep
conclusion that
going on,
everybody
Ab, but I'm not
came
talking
into
about
the
what you're
same
talking about.
information.
I'm not
You
talking
can't
about
jump to
what
the
you. I'm not talking about the point you're
conclusion.
trying to make.
Can't
I'm
jump
talking
into the
about.
conclusion that everybody came into the same
We're not
affirmation.
gonna get
You
an
was
under. We're
indoctrinated
not gonna
just
get
like
to an
you
understanding, Big
tell
Ab, if you don't allow me to get my thought out. You responded to what you assume when you think I'm talking about.
Can I interject, fellas? Can I interject something real fast, fellas? That's right. Okay, so check this out, right? You guys are both right, but the thing is, right, when we're talking about the black program, this is a real thing. Everybody should. All right, so wait a minute. We just forgot that the COINTELPRO just went away. No, it didn't go away. It's formed. It morphed. It's called controlled opposition. It's called Black Studies. It's called Black Program. They have a close to $100 billion
Hey, what's up? Can
annual
y'all hear?
budget.
What's going on?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Mic check,
Yeah,
mic
yeah,
check.
I can hear you. I can hear
Epic
you,
Studies, I'm gonna
Chief.
let
You
you get
good?
your last few words out. We got a couple other
Everybody
people in the
sounds
back
great.
want to get
Everybody
in.
sounds
I'm gonna
great.
let you get
Uh,
your spiel off.
Ho-
Shout out to you,
oh
brother.
no, I'm good, Big Ab. But
Hold
I
on,
just wanted to say right
real
quick.
fast. Hey,
Okay.
Epic Studies, you still with us?
well,
If
what
you with us,
Yes,
you might
yes.
have to
Y'all
unmute.
can't hear
hey,
me. Y'all can't hear
You
me.
are unmuted.
Y'all can't hear me.
Epic
Peace.
Studies.
App,
All right, we'll put
Everybody
that brother
sounds
in the
great to
back.
me on my end.
We'll get him hopefully he'll come back. Smoke
App
Signal. We
can't
got
hear.
Smoke Signal coming up next. Smoke Signal, what's the move, brother? Let me let him in. Hold on.
Ab, can you hear
App
me?
can't.
All right, Smoke
Ab,
Signal, you
can
in
you
the
hear me?
building. What's going
Ab.
on?
App can't hear.
Okay, can you hear me, Chief?
Yeah, I can
Chief,
hear
you
you,
can hear me?
bro.
Oh, I figured as
Yeah, I can
much.
hear
Okay. Hey, salute to
Smoke
you.
Signal, you with us?
Salute,
Salute,
salute. Yeah,
brother.
I'm here. You hear me?
Can I hear or am I bugging out?
All right, salute.
We'll take a
AP,
quick
Can you
you
hear
can
me?
break
hear
real
us,
quick.
man.
We'll be right back.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back. Got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. Is that feeling in your stomach? You can feel it coming. Is that feeling in your stomach? You can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, that's fake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. Yeah, the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
Chief, you can still hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you.
Okay,
hear
yeah.
you.
I can hear you, bro.
I called Ab. He's gonna go ahead and bounce off and then come back in and reset his mic. So I called him and let him know what was up.
Cool. Cause he was breaking up right then. I wonder if they can hear us. I think Jack can hear us.
I can hear you.
Everybody. Okay. I think the chat can hear us too. Real quick though, yo, when we're talking about this, the black thing, where it's levels. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say that if if we were talking to somebody and trying to get them to understand, I wouldn't necessarily jump out the window if they were like, "Hey, I'm a black Indian," you know what I mean? I'm a Moor. You dig what I'm saying? A Hebrew. I don't jump out the window because there's all that is encompassed under being Aboriginal to this land. Now, a lot of things from foreign perspectives have came here and we have adopted them, but the facts are that when we say Aboriginal, the reason why it's so offensive to these people is because it's untrumpable. It's the trump card, and they know it, and they know it does not. It's not like it's excluding anybody, but they know for a fact that they like every time we have a conversation with them, they're proud of their Italian heritage, like Joe Rogan. You see what I'm saying? And once again, you just got to start telling him to prove what he's saying when he's talking about having a different type of brain. I mean, you know, or you know, we want these people to prove, you know what I'm saying, that we are less intelligent. But here's the thing. Being clever and intelligent are two different things. Being manipulative, you know what I'm saying, is not being intelligent, right? Or is it? Y'all follow me? Especially when we playing politics, especially when we doing economics and stuff like that. So right now we have been manipulated and they're using words to do it. So it is very important for us to focus on that. And I don't think, and I feel like we got to stop fucking babying grown ass people. These niggas is grown. You know what I'm saying? Okay, get over yourself. Are we going for power? Yes, black is not power. If you can, give us an example of black power, right? And once again, it's all in perspective because you can say, well, look, these things right here of sex stories have happened and built here in America, right? But then they'll give that, they'll say, okay, well, a Nigerian has built something here in America, right? Nigerian American, right? But they'll put him in the black side. He doesn't see himself as black. You dig what I'm saying?
For sure that.
The people that are backing him doesn't see it as black. And so that's the problem. So we got to stop begging to be losers. We beg like, hey, can I be on, you know, like we raise our hand to be on the losing team. And that's just really stupid psychologically. And it's something that we got to stop passing down to our children. Yes. I mean, some of us cannot stomach it. You know what I mean? Because we was in it so long that we understand the psychological damage of being black. I still wear black every day. You hear me? Now, that's my favorite color. You know what I'm saying? I was so blacked out.
I think
black is different, but you know.
I think we really gonna have to have this discussion, right? Because the majority of black people still label themselves as black people. And you're not finna shake a rug over their head to get them to start identifying as something without no concrete evidence that this is what they should identify. Now, I don't have a problem with it either way, but if we basing some identity on what somebody else's suggestion, then I think that's going to automatically lead us to an issue from the jump. If we try to play a game that we're not even on the board with the rules with, that probably means that game is going to be designed for us to lose no matter what we come to the table and identify ourselves as, right? Even if we come to the table to identify ourselves, that still ain't going to change the rules to the game, and I'll just land right there.
Nah, that's some real shit, big bro. And like I said, man, we gotta really get to the fact of the matter is. The facts of the matter is awareness, waking people up. My goal is to get someone to change their understanding based off of the information that we putting out. So if someone's still using black, change it with the information. I done did it time and time again. That's what this platform is built off of. You see what I'm saying? And the overall goal, it ain't about who the fuck talking about Aboriginal information, long as it's getting talked about.
Hey, AP, I see the method to the madness. Don't get it twisted. So you definitely got to get a medal of honor. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because once again, you know, hey, you know, get people open. Like you said, people are talking about it. And that's why we have to give Tariq Nasheed his kudos. I just seen a sister say in the chat room that we like him or not, he still got people talking about this. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what you guys understand, sometimes we don't always have to let everybody know what the hell we thinking and the hell we doing, y'all. Like some of y'all is too emotional. Y'all got to kind of calm it down a little bit. Because if and definitely give big Aboriginal power the benefit of the doubt. Y'all know what I'm saying?
I just
Keeping it
feel
real
like
talk.
If I
You know
may,
what I'm talking about?
40,000 people
Keep the
listening
meat,
to
spit out the bones, y'all.
constantly and praise how Aboriginal people been here. That's a start. That's a start, especially when someone wasn't even mentioning it before. I look at a lot of brothers that were so indoctrinated talking about Africa, Kemet, that don't even use the word Africa no more. And they did it at an elder age, but it took some time and growth. Shout out to Phil Valentine. He don't even use the term African or black no more. He gonna use Aboriginal. Do you see what I'm saying? It takes growth. And like I said, as the voice of the Aborigines, man, we here to wake up all of our brothers and sisters throughout the deprived and indoctrinated, whether the ideologies are different or not. I recognize who my people are.
The only thing, and if I may weigh in, the only thing I'm saying is when you go out into a public forum or political one, going out publicly to profess that identity, however you do it, you need to understand that black is a fraud. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that because when you have so-called black leaders out here that have a lot of influence over on our people, and they're the ones pushing the black thing, that's still a battle, in-house battle, because we got one of our own that's prestigious, got money or whatever, got influence, and he's pushing the black thing. Come on now.
Cool.
That is a problem. So when you going out in the public or to profess it publicly or politically, making a declaration, however you do it, you need to be
All
right in that.
all you gotta do is educate them on why black is not right. Some people believe that. Some people
That was the point I was making, that some of these people
like
already
I
know
told
that.
people A1 years ago. This information is ahead of the game. History books hadn't even caught up to rewriting a lot of this shit in the books yet. Children books ain't even got that corral super is the oldest civilization in the world yet. They ain't caught up to the information yet. You know,
There are older books. There are older books that have that information, brother.
Another thing I want to add on is there ain't no fucking money in this Aboriginal community. We're not here looking for money. What are you talking about? This is a way of life. Nobody's that has the Aboriginal understanding that's buying into blackness. So how's it affecting us? The only thing that comes from this is blackness to understand how docile and no meaning it is, only to adapt to the Aboriginal understanding. And once you understand that, you got to do genealogy. You got to understand who the Aboriginal people are. You got to understand what their contributions is. Just because we know what we know, you can't expect everybody else to know that when I know that we're ahead of the game. So sometimes we got to dumb shit down to allow people to understand what we're talking about.
In the meantime, one of these Aboriginal, one of these so-called Aboriginal men that listen to Tariq Nasheed and buying into that crap, make sure you tell him to stop disrespecting the Aboriginal women on his panel and talking to them because they're not agreeing with his out of Africa theory. Like for real.
Yeah, I seen a couple Aboriginal women come on there, and he always big them up from what I seen. Matter of fact, we seen sister come on there talking about genealogy and how the Aboriginals was here, which obviously piggyback and kept talking about the Aboriginal topic today. We had the sister FBA goddess come on there talking about the lineage of the people here. He piggybacked off of that. So like I said, this information can't be stopped no matter what's going on. Black is dead and Aboriginal is power. That's the facts about it. So just give it time, brother. It's gonna simmer on the pot. It's cooking up. They're gonna smell what we're cooking. And it's affecting the world right now. So yeah, man, that's all that matters. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Shout out to you, appreciate you having me up here, brother. I know you got some more people that want to come up. I yield.
Yeah, let me let Black up. Now you good, big bro, epic stuff. You can stay up here. I like your opinion about things.
Okay, indeed, brother.
Yeah, just bear with me. You still on here with us, so don't go nowhere. Let me let Black on this thing right quick. I know Black got some controversy shit to say. What's going on, Black?
Peace, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Black.
Salute.
Where your name? Salute. From? Where your people's from? Black.
You know already.
This is for the people, man. You got 436 people that don't have a clue.
My family's Liberian, the Gribble people. But I wanted to actually talk about something positive. I want to talk about code, being on code. Now, the black hair product business is $1 billion business, and it's controlled. All the distribution is controlled by Asian people, and so an example of being on code is, look, we're not gonna shop at your stores. We're not gonna buy any of your products until you give our people distribution. And that would basically shut down $1 billion industry in a matter of weeks. And that would provide economics for other people to get in on a distribution and create serious wealth. That's an example on code, and code that can be financially fruitful for many different people. I just wanted to speak on that real quick, because I mean, if you call yourself Black Aboriginal, that doesn't do
Hey,
anything for
no,
your bank
that's one
account.
thing. That's one thing I had to say. I agree with you on. That's what I was telling you. We got to get control of the system and the main points. At least the 5 main points that I would like to highlight, which is distribution, is one of the main ones, man. So I appreciate you for coming on with that. What you want to say real quick, Black, before I let a couple of these other brothers on here, then we'll probably allow a full open panel here in a second.
That was just the main thing. Like I said, economics is the key. Money talks, and that's $1 billion industry that can be taken
Not
over
only is
overnight.
these, and just to piggyback on top of it, not only is the control the hair products that is strictly allocated and marketed towards our people, they also have poison inside of these products that is meant to hurt our people in so many different ways, which is a form of warfare towards the Aboriginal indigenous people here. So we got to realize is they working to get us out of here around the board. Okay? So, shout out to the brother Black for coming on. Let me allow this other brother to come on. We got the brother Brandon, Pan African Strikes Back. Peace and blessings, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? Peace, peace, peace. I just want to say, I think you guys shouldn't go against Tariq so much, because Tariq is a better scam artist than Dane or any of these other Aboriginal dudes. He at least knows how to mix it in with some truth.
Hey, let me stop you right there, because you're moving fast. What other scammer in the Aboriginal community? You said Dane, and you said others. What? Who you mentioning?
There's a lot of scammers in the
Dane ain't part of the Aboriginal community.
With you, I believe you really believe it. So I don't look at you as a scammer.
But see, this is the thing. I'm the voice of the Aborigines. Dane is not part of the Aboriginal community. So I want to know who is scamming in the Aboriginal community.
Dane is the biggest name in the Aboriginal movement, period. He's the biggest, most known person.
So the biggest mean the leader, right?
Well, here's the thing. If you don't have control over who's creating the narrative for your movement, then you're not really the leader. That's the whole point. Democrats, there ain't nobody on earth running point for Democrats that the Democrats don't acknowledge and give.
Bro, what I'm saying is we talk to too many different people in ideology. I understand Dane may get an influence, whoever that brother is, and whoever these other Aboriginals that you speak of, but there's only a handful that I know that have left an impact on this community outlook. Shout out to the brother Unconscious One, who definitely left an impact. I see a lot of Unconscious One and a lot of you brothers and sisters, including myself. Shout out to him. So it's brothers like that that really changed the game with the primary research, even that we believe that we came into information that changed indoctrinated artificial history that has been asserted upon our people. Brandon.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, no problem, brother.
Okay. So when the Aboriginals got their ass whooped by the white man a long time ago and signed documents agreeing to go live on reservations so he would take his foot out their ass, they weren't using the word black, but yet they still got their ass whooped. So what? So
That's
I'm
that's
asking
really
you,
that's
how
funny.
does
That's
changing
funny.
the name? Wait, let me get the question out. Let me get the question out. How does changing the name mean anything when, as Aboriginals, y'all still got your ass whooped by the same white man?
Okay, so after the Aboriginals, let's be specific. Let's deal with a certain region. After the Chickamauga whooped William Blunt and Henry Knox ass, what reservation did the Chickamaugas get set on, sir?
They got wiped out.
No, they didn't get wiped out. As a matter of fact, they're still around.
No, they're in little, very small numbers. They got wiped out. It's just a remnants,
Did you
not no
know? Did
nation
you
or
know?
nothing.
Did you know? Did you know? 72% of the Chickamauga are still around. As a matter of fact, with a conglomerate of other tribes that was misclassified and classified as other terms under the surrendering. Are you familiar with that?
Let me let me give you a comparison. The
Hold
Zulus
on, hold on. Are you familiar with the surrendering?
with the surrender.
Yes.
No, I will look it up though. I honestly will tell you I'm not, and I will look it up.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the 90 something percent of Aboriginals who didn't go through the Trail of Tears that stayed on the East Coast? Are you familiar with them having to give up their tribal rule under Jefferson? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, those people voluntarily got went to Indian school and were converted into Christianity, and literally were basically stripped of their Native American identity. They volunteered to do that. That's why
They
they didn't have to
volunteered.
go to the reservations.
Well, no, they was forced. They was given option, and this is why you got to get into the history of search, because this is when this was coined under threat and coercion. Are you familiar with this term? This is when that term was coined. This is what it was used for.
Brother,
Coercion.
you had tribes like the Creek Indians who welcomed the white man in and encouraged their people to adopt his ways. That's why.
When you
Hold on, let me
started,
get this out.
by the time you
Can I just get
started
this out?
reading, listen, by the time you started reading the history of the Creek, they was already been infiltrated by foreigner invaders.
Let me just get this out. Let me just get this out. The Creek Indians, the reason why there were Seminoles, right, which were runaways, is because the Creek Indian chiefs welcomed the white man in, encouraged their people to adopt his practices, including owning slaves, and many Creek Indians did not want to do that, so they ran away to Florida. That's where Seminoles came from. So many of these Aboriginal tribes, they just like the Africans. I'm not saying Africans is no better. They welcomed in white folks, and then the white folks turned on them. But the point I want to draw from this is this: you bringing up the Chickamauga Indians, I'll match you with the Zulus in South Africa. You're saying the Chickamauga didn't get wiped out.
You
Hold on, real
couldn't
quick.
match me.
Let
Listen,
me
you
make this
couldn't
point.
match me. Listen, hold on, Brandon. You couldn't match me with the Zulu because,
No,
for
let me.
instance,
I want to make a point.
let's deal with one of the prominent known chiefs of the Chickamauga. Dragon Canoe killed
Listen,
and
brother.
slaughtered
I just want
several
to make
white
a.
persons. You couldn't
I want to
name
make a
one person
comparison.
that Shaka Zulu killed. He was a lapdog.
Brother. Let me make a. I just want to make a comparison. You're saying the Chickamauga didn't get wiped out, right? All that. The Zulus went to war with the British, just like the Chickamauga did with the whites, right? If you go to South
Hold on,
Africa,
Brandon. Hold on,
hold
Brandon.
on.
Hold on,
Why y'all don't
Brandon.
want to
Hold on,
let me make
Brandon.
one
Hold
point?
on. I'm gonna let you finish, but I gotta ask you a question. How many white people did Shaka Zulu kill?
Shaka Zulu never even had any interaction with the British. That's a myth.
How many white people did Shaka Zulu kill?
I'm trying to tell you, Shaka Zulu never interacted with any white people. That is
Listen,
a myth.
the British came later on, and
Fam,
we
that's
know
a
when
myth.
they came. You
Shaka
still had
Zulu
Dutch.
never.
You had European Dutch that was coming down there. You had European Spanish that was coming into Africa. When did Shaka Zulu kill a white person? Have he ever killed? He
You
didn't.
have to understand.
He never
Listen,
fought
brother.
for
If you ask me a
land
question,
against
just let me answer it.
colonizers.
Brother, let me answer the question you
He
asked.
never
Shaka
fought against
Zulu,
colonizers.
Shaka Zulu never went to war with whites because the whites were afraid of him and they knew they couldn't beat him at war. That's why they started their incursion after Shaka Zulu was assassinated by his brother. They knew he was too strong. He was a fighter. He wanted to fight. So they waited till he died. Then they tried to make an incursion into South Africa. That's common
That is a
history.
lie, sir. That is
That's not
not
a
true.
lie, bro. That's not a lie. There are
He was
documented
scared of the
records.
white man, sir.
Dude, listen to me. There are
Zulu killed
documented
more black people
records.
than he did
Listen,
anything.
brother, there are documented records where the
Shaka
British
Zulu killed more
Empire.
Africans than anything else.
Listen, brother. Listen, brother. I mean, you can keep saying that, but I'm telling you, are you guys doing that on purpose? Is that like something you guys do to the guests? Because I wouldn't do that to you on my channel. But
We don't
the
care
thing
what
is,
you do to your channel,
Shaka
sir.
Zulu,
This ain't your
Shaka
channel.
Zulu, it is
What
a
are you?
known fact. It is a known fact. The Zulus reached the height of their military power under Shaka Zulu, and the British and the Europeans. He was a deterrent to them. Even when they landed, they stayed on the coastline because of Shaka Zulu. He had 200,000 soldiers, bro. Even with guns and cannons, the British's capacity to get over weapons and soldiers wasn't enough to where they would have been able to build armies on the land quick enough to keep him from overrunning them. So they waited till he died, and then they made their incursion in South Africa. I'm not trying to win a debate here. This is just basic history. So I'm not saying Shaka Zulu was the supreme being. This was just a strategic move on the part of the British. But what I want to say is, you're saying the Chickamauga didn't get wiped out. The Zulu went to war with the British. If you go to Zululand right now, Lesotho, KwaZulu-Natal, there are millions of Zulus speaking Zulu. You're saying Chickamauga didn't get wiped out. Don't nobody speak Chickamauga. There's no Chickamauga stronghold or large accumulation of Chickamauga. They got wiped out, bro. That's the difference between just losing a battle and getting wiped out. The Zulus were defeated. The Chickamaugas was wiped out. There's nobody around speaking that language. If you bring that name up to people, they're like, what the hell is that? So I'm just making a basic comparison there.
Yeah, but when you say wiped out, I think you meaning totally decimated. They're not around at all. These
No one's
people are.
speaking their language and no one's practicing their
We know
customs.
that the indigenous people of this land has been POW, and we can show the classifications that these so-called tribal or nations went through. Like this is basic information. We know the classifications. We know what went through. We know the people that's POW'd her. We know who we went to war with. You see what I'm saying? The overall understanding of who we are as Aboriginals is clear. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of get back to the topic in hand. I didn't want to stray off on Shaka Zulu, but the overall topic at hand is you came on talking about scammers or some shit like that. Like I
Yeah,
don't know
because when you start talking about the black stuff, the wordage, that's just scam talk. Because let me tell you something, you could call yourself pink, green, orange, white, whatever. You guys said the Trump card is saying Aboriginal. No, the Trump card is guns and oil. Whoever got the guns and the oil, that's who's making the rules, bro. You could call yourself whatever you want. That don't mean nothing to the white man. He just gonna run over your ass under whatever designation you claim. So I just wish you guys would stop making our people think that wordplay is about to move the needle for them when it's not, bro, because it never has for anybody in the history of Earth. Never.
Hey,
ever.
Pete, can I ask this brother a question real quick, bro? Peace to the panel, too.
Absolutely. Guns and oil is not I mean, that's a factor, but it ain't a main factor. You see people with large sums of oil getting invaded by countries now, bulldozed, and they got weapons. They getting bulldozed over. Nigga, give me your oil. What you gonna do
Hey,
about it?
Yeah, because they don't know,
Hey, hold
because
on.
they don't got the
Pan-African strike
guns.
back. I got a question for you, bro.
Spirit.
Hey,
They don't have the guns, bro. They don't got the nuclear
Pan-African.
weapons.
Can I ask you
Hold
this
on,
question,
Pan
brother?
African. This brother speaking. Go ahead, mute up, brother.
Can you hear
Go
me,
ahead.
Pan-African?
I'm gonna let Sister Soul in. Don't forget I got Sister Soul about to come on. Go ahead, brother.
I hear you.
Go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
All right. So,
let him-
Brandon, I hear you. You say the Aboriginal community is scamming, right? And you're basing this off one
He don't
maybe
have no
two,
clue.
one or two people, and so let's just keep it a buck. I can name at least 20 Pan Africans that have scanned the people. Do that make you a scammer, bro? Do that make all the rest of the guys that speak Pan Africanism scammers as well? Because of these people that's been scamming the people since what, like the 80s? Not to mention the infamous Polite, the most famous, elegant speaker of Pan Africanism. All the people that he done scammed along the way. Does that set the foundation to call every Pan African a scammer?
First of all, let me correct you on Polite. Polite was scamming people on nationality scams, which is a part of the Moorish
Is
and
he's a
Native
Pan African though, right?
Listen, bro, I
No,
never
I'm
heard
just
Polite.
asking. He's a
Listen,
Pan African
can
though,
I
right,
finish?
brother?
Brother, are you gonna let me answer your question, or are
But
you gonna
brother, you
interrupt me?
trying to take it to somewhere
It's
that it
okay.
ain't there, bro. He's a Pan
Okay.
African and
Can
he
I can
scam
I
people.
can I just
All right,
finish
you
my
got it. My
point?
bad, bro. Go on ahead.
Listen, brother, what I'm telling you is I don't give a damn if it's a scam artist, Umar Johnson, all these people. Do I say people should send Umar Johnson money? Don't send him your fucking money. If you ain't giving no proof of what he's doing, receipts and all that, don't send him shit, right? Polite, same thing. This guy was scamming people on nationality. Oh, you can do this and do that. Even if he says he's a Pan-Africanist, what vehicle is he using to scam you?
I
What thing
mean,
you're
but
gonna know?
brother, you missing the
Listen,
point though, bro.
I'm
You came
I'm
in here with
answering
the
your
statement
question,
that the
brother.
Aboriginals are scamming, and I showed
Let
you
me
Pan African scamming, and
please
you
let me
trying to make
answer
it
you,
seem like he not a Pan African, bro, and
bro.
they are.
Let me answer your question, bro. Just calm down. You gonna get a chance to talk. I'm not gonna
Nah,
keep
it's
talking.
good, brother. My bad. I
Listen,
just
bro.
feel like you diverting, bro, and I don't want to
Listen, bro,
divert. I
I'm
want to
not
stay on the
diverting
topic.
anything. I'm trying to make a point, but you not letting me answer. So here's the thing. There are scammers in the Pan-African community, and they should be called out. As a matter of fact, I call them out. If a Pan-Africanist is going along with scams, he's a scammer too. If you ask me, what am I doing? I got my group OAP. You will not go on the internet, period, and find one person complaining about getting scammed by OAP. OAP is doing work on the continent and in America. So anybody who is saying I'm a Pan-Africanist, but they over here trying to give you American nationality, and even Umar opening a school in America and all that stuff. I don't support that, like, really, because I think a Pan-African's work should be focused on people who want to be Pan-Africans, right? So Umar's doing something that's really an African American project, an FBA project that he's trying to help them find their African identity. Those people, if you call them scammers, that's what they are. I don't know them. So I can't say like, yo, he's not a
Hold on,
scammer.
Brandon.
But Brandon, you missing the point of why I asked the
Hold on,
question.
Brandon. I gotta mute you right quick, man. You talking about all this scamming, but ain't produced no facts or nothing.
Yo,
What are
can
you
I?
No,
talking
I
about,
could
man?
produce facts. You guys interrupt me every time, but you don't let me get to my facts.
But Brandon, you missing a key point though, Brandon. This the thing. You stepped up here and said that the Aboriginals are scammers because of Dane Calloway, even though over here we don't even
Tell me
fuck
the
with
Pan
Dane
African who's
Calloway though,
scamming.
bro.
Tell me the Pan African who's scamming.
Let him
Name
finish.
me one.
Polite.
No,
You
give me
just
one.
named. I named Polite.
Polite is not a Pan African.
I'm gonna keep going. Umar Johnson. His school is
Wait,
Pan Africanism.
slow
He's
down,
Pan
slow
African.
down,
Hold
slow
on, bro.
down.
I am slow. You
Wait,
keep over talking
brother,
me, bro. Bro,
brother,
look,
wait.
you asked me a question. Let me answer it. Come on,
Bro,
man. I
wait. I
muted up
said
for you.
name one. You going on the
I
list. I said name
muted
one.
up for you, brother. Come on, man. You can't be emotional. Let me get it out, and you got it
I'm
in
not
your mouth,
Sarah
bro.
emotional, but you
Susan
listen
Steady.
too many.
I mean, bro. Can I finish, bro? And I'm gonna tell you, bro. The thing is this right here. You missing a key point, bro.
Sarah
We
Susan
don't
Steady.
call Pan Africanism. We don't call Pan African scammers unless we see them scamming. I would
Tell
never
me how
ever
the people
I would
scamming.
never ever throw off the title scamming on an individual
Can
just
you
because
explain
he's a Pan
how the
African. I would
person is
just call his
scamming?
ass remedial.
Brother,
So
can you
you
explain how
said
the
we
person is
are
scamming?
scammers, bro.
Brother, can you have a little bit more discipline? I don't even normally even speak, but man, come on, man. When somebody's talking, at least
No,
let them speak, my
bro,
brother.
I was
Please.
talking and everybody interrupted me. The whole point is, okay, tell me how Umar's
Bro, you
scamming.
asked me
Give
a
me,
question as soon as I gave out one
Brandon,
name.
hold
You cut
on,
me
Brandon.
in. You didn't let me
Brandon.
finish.
Hold on. You can't emphrase who how, who, and ask the question, and then proceed to keep talking, bro.
I'm not gonna talk. Tell me how Umar is scamming, and I'm not gonna say nothing else.
Okay, and I would tell you how he's scamming. All right, so he got this GoFundMe for his school that's been around for at least 10 years, but I think a little bit longer. On top of that, the money that go in there receive residuals on the back end that he's constantly collecting as long as that money stay up in there, so he never used that money. Now he's starting to use the money because people start calling his ass out on it, and now he has to show something for that shit. So this is the reason why you see these schools now, but they're still not built, still not functioning, even though the brother Q Butter done been laid the foundation and principle on how to get a school going, and he didn't need all that money. So
Let
he
me
used
ask you
it.
another
So hold
question.
on, bro. Hold on, bro. You gotta let me
God,
finish.
damn,
Come on,
y'all
bro.
don't know
You
how to
can't be
answer one
emotional,
question.
my brother. Brother, you can't
I'm
be
not
emotional.
emotional. I'm
I'm
trying to ask you a
almost done.
question.
Once I'm done, brother, you can get the
Bro,
mic.
you
Just
got
let me
listen,
finish.
bro. We gotta focus. You didn't went all the way to Q.
I am focused.
Hold
You
up,
asked me
hold
how,
up,
bro.
hold on 1 second, brother. You asked him who was doing it, and then you wanted him to focus on.
Bro, we asked
Let him
about
finish
Umar, and
the
then he's
list.
on Q
Hold
Butter.
up, let him finish the list, as well as elaborating on Q Butter. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brothers.
Aboriginal power. You gotta let me listen, bro. I asked him who scammed. He said Umar. How? He wanted to get to school. I just want to ask the question: does Umar have a school or not?
Can he answer your
Let
first question?
him finish your first question before you go on to your
But
second question. You
in
asked
my
him how
statement, I pretty much answered that question that he
You
just
sure
asked.
did.
I told him that after people started getting on his ass, he finally went and purchased some school, but non-functional schools, and they're still not functionable.
Well,
So
there's
he done
people who went to
had hundreds of thousands of dollars that he been sitting on for at least 6 years and ain't done nothing. And you got a brother like Q Butter that don't even have maybe 100,000. And I'm not going to say that he don't, but he didn't need 100,000 to start his school, to start teaching the kids amongst his community. So the fact that he's stating that he need all this money in order to be able to teach these kids, that's a fallacy in itself when we see multiple examples of us being able to teach the kids about it in school system without needing all this money for these schools. But the whole time that money was sitting holding at GoFundMe, they was receiving residuals. He didn't
May I
purchase that
please have
school
30
until he
seconds?
started getting pressed. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Let me 30 seconds. Okay, look. So
Hey,
you're saying Umar.
listen. Hold on. Go ahead, big brother. Brandon. I'm gonna let you finish up. I got a couple other people gonna come on. I'll
Okay,
put you in.
let me finish this. Okay, so we said Umar's a scammer. Okay, Umar said, "Give me money. I'm gonna start a school." Umar, at this point, 6 years later, has a school. He had people come to it. I have friends who live near me in California who went to it and they said, "No, Umar's building up a school. Like they're doing work on it." We went. He had a block party. That part. Now, there's a school right by my house called Robert R. Browning. It's in Signal Hill, California. They built this school. It took them like 18 years or something like that, a long time to build that high school and get it functional. This is with taxpayer dollars, Long Beach Unified School District. So I don't think it's the fact that Umar's scamming that got you. I think it's that Umar's project is not moving as fast as you want it to move. Because if someone says, I'm collecting money for a school, and then 6 years later, they got the school, and now they're doing the rest of the work to start open up the school, that's not a scam. You, really? If someone used your money in a way that you didn't give them permission to use it, then that would be a scam. But until Umar says, I'm not starting no school, or you prove that the school ain't his and all that, then you can't technically say he's a scammer, bro. Would I tell you to send
Right.
Umar money? Not if you don't have confidence
I
in what
didn't
he's
send
doing.
him money, just to be honest, just to let it be
That's
known. I
okay.
didn't send him money,
Hey, guess what?
but you missed the
Neither
key
did I.
point. But you missed the key point about what I said. With these
Wow.
GoFundMe's, right? And it's been at least 10 years, not 6. Let's keep it a buck. But when this money is sent into these GoFundMe's, they start receiving residuals as they sit, especially the ones that's touching 6 figure or better. So you done had 6 figures or better sitting in an
I'm
account
gonna put you in
on
the back so you
GoFundMe
can listen,
receiving.
brother. I'm gonna let some other people on, Brandon. You can come back on in just a second. Don't go nowhere if you
Nah,
want to
it's
come back.
yeah.
Let
So
me
he
get
missing
brother
that point, but you
Akeem.
got it, bro. I'm gonna mute up.
I got Sister Soul fresh on the panel. I'm gonna get to Akeem T. Epic Studies, and Tayshawn. What's going on, Sister Soul?
Wow, bro. When I got up here, I had a point about something that guy Brandon said, and with all of that debacle, he kept going back. I kind of forgot, but I'll sit back till I remember because I'm definitely wanting to ask a question about something he said.
Okay, I have you back on in a second, sister. You already know. Shout out to Sister Soul. We got our King T in the building. What up, big bro?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, AP?
Man, what's
I'm
going
just
on?
sitting here listening right now, bro. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead because I'm kind of doing something right now. I'm gonna let y'all.
Okay,
I'm gonna be
respect.
back on like probably 3 minutes. Just give me 3 minutes.
I'll come back to you in just a second, big bro. Let me get Tayshawn on the panel. What's up, Tayshawn? Tayshawn, you on her?
Noticing that. You can hear me? Everybody else can hear me?
Yeah. I
Mic check.
think everybody can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, you
All
good,
right.
Tayshawn.
Fuck, I lost my thought. What buddy was going on? Oh, about the scamming. How he was talking about some Aboriginal scamming. He couldn't name nobody other than Dame, and then he tried to play dumb like he don't know Umar Johnson and like True said polite,
He said
and there's a
Tariq
lot of
was
other
scam.
people that's
He said Tariq and Dane was scam. I'm like, damn, prove. You can't prove shit, dude. You just came on here talking. Ain't proved nothing.
and then he said they taking money without producing concrete evidence of who we are, and it's like, nigga, the evidence is out there. You just have to do your research. It's the point that these Pan Africans, they hear what we say, instead of them researching it, they just go straight up and say, oh, that's not true because this says this. So if you're not doing your research and you seeing these brothers, yeah, they getting donations for this and that, but they putting out information, you can't call it scamming just because you don't know the information. You haven't researched yet. So that's all I want to say.
Yo,
All
Av.
right, man.
Yo,
Shout out to the
Av.
brother. Shout out to the brother Take Time. Appreciate you for coming in. What's going on, big brother DJ? DJ Tucker, drop them horns, man. What's good with it, man?
Look, check it out, man. I want to add to that, man. We're talking about the most famous people. I mean, I like to say they have like a paranoia when they call out scam. They're so quick to call out scammers, and that's because the people that came here taught the people there certain technologies, and that's why we got all of those email scams of the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So they know all too well about the scamming, and they just pretty much placing that stuff on a lot of us people. I bow out.
No, that's so true. That's so true, man. That's so true, man. They do try to put a lot of that on our people. Man, shout out to the DJ for dropping that flame. Epic Studies, let Epic Studies back in for a quick second. DJ Epic, I said DJ, but Epic Studies was good. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's good, big Al?
Drop a beat, DJ.
Man, I just sitting back listening, man. I said what I had to say earlier. Really, I just kind of gave my spiel earlier on the subject matter about the black thing, but when it comes to that, man, we just gotta judge fruit judge a tree by its fruit, man. You know what I'm saying? The best thing that you can do as far as that now, if the fruit is bearing the black game, I mean, you have to raise an eyebrow to that. You see what I'm saying? Especially when, people that's in a prominent position and they present themselves to know better by the spreading of information and knowledge. Yet you seem to not know something as small as the black thing is a fraud. And it's just kind of hard for me to wrap my brain around and give somebody like that the benefit of the doubt. You see what I'm saying? That positions themselves to show the world that they do know better, especially when it comes to history and stuff like that. But something as small as identity and still bringing the black thing in to make it an identity, that's something small that you supposed to got before you even got to the point of sharing the all this other deep knowledge when it comes to history and stuff like that. So if you coming from that point, surely you should know minimally that you are not black. You should know that. And so that's where it was coming from with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's kind of
Yeah,
hard for me to.
especially from a literal standpoint, right? Like from like a literal standpoint.
Yeah.
You would never see a black person on this planet.
Righteous. That's where I'm coming from. That's righteous. I yield right there, bro.
Maybe a dark brown, but not no black.
No, you ain't gonna see no black nigga, man. You gonna see no black nigga. You
Hey,
might see a
hey,
dark nigga. You might see a
also,
nigga about midnight. You know what I'm saying? 1 o'clock in the morning, shade. See what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna see.
charcoal in the mud. Hey, Ab, real quick though, right? When the brother Brandon come back on, I need him. He just came back from Kenya. I need him to explain to us.
Speaking of that, Brandon, come back on the panel, man. The link in the chat, man. Hit the panel. Come back on.
Hey, can
I
I
put
say
you in
one
the
more
back,
thing,
but I give
AP?
everybody the opportunity to speak. I give everybody the opportunity to speak. So I'm doing one at a time right now. I got a few of the educators and teachers on here right now. Chief Holiday, Mr. Miyagi, and of course my DJ on here. Shout out to the DJ. But right now we just doing a one at a time thing. So if you want to come on, man, you more than welcome to come on.
I'm looking for me a DJ too, man. Stop playing.
Hey, AP. Hey, let me say one more thing, bro.
I'm the Aboriginal DJ. Baby. I got all of
Let's
us.
get the soul back in. Go ahead, Truth. You got the flow real quick, but right after you,
Yeah,
Sister
I'm gonna
Soul,
mute up. I'm gonna make.
to her spiel,
I'm
she
gonna make.
ready to switch there.
Truth, what up though?
Man, what's good, Mr. Miyagi, the Billy Goat nigga, kick somebody in their shins, bro. Hey, look, peep game, right? So they keep asking this question: what power are we gonna receive from this, right? And it's clearly they don't understand what the fuck we saying. They too stuck with contemporary history shit, right? What we're telling you is go search your family and see who you is, right? So when you find out who your lineage is, it's a lot of shit that's tied to that shit that you didn't have access because you never knew that was you. So we're talking about getting restitution. We don't want no fucking reparations. Reparations will come after restitution. That's the extra break they back. Because you're gonna receive more of a restitution that you ever could receive in respiration.
Listen, we ain't gonna deny everything that's owed to us. Reparations is owed to us. I want to just read the
Yeah, for
definition
sure.
of reparations. You ready? You ready? Making amends for a wrong one's has done by paying money or otherwise helping those who have been wronged, right? And if you get to the etymology, someone who was wrongfully done during war, right? So,
And let me just piggyback on you with that, right? So this the definition of restitution, right? To return anything stolen and repair anything damaged of another person, right? So not only would they have to return anything stolen in restitution, they would have to repair anything that's damaged. And then right behind that, you hit their ass with reparations as well to make them make amends for their wrongs that be done. So don't make them make amends for their wrongs been done without returning what was stolen from you first. Because if you get just making right what they done wrong, then you might lose the opportunity on receiving what was stolen at the same time. So I'm on the double-edged sword shit. I'm gonna poke them with both.
Yo, and to build on top of that, we have to understand what it is and why the reparation in the form of money is futile. Because the only reason why, well, we have to break down power. People think that money is power. But really, money is only the object that gives you the ability to move man. And what we're doing here is without money, moving man. This is the true essence of power.
right. It's gonna be hard to do anything without the economic stability. So, like I said,
Talk that
reparations,
shit, DJ. Talk that shit.
It's gonna be hard to do anything. So, like I said, get into that. We need it all. Let me let Sister Soul on. We got a couple other brothers and sisters want to come on. So let's try not to be too long-winded, everybody. So we can get everybody out of here. Plus, I'm about to get the hell out of here, my damn self. Been a long live stream. We've been here almost 3 hours. A little bit.
And we're gonna have an after party, man. So we'll keep the panel open, man. We got some other shit
After
to talk
party
about.
at Chief's crib.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, we there.
Close the people's crib, but y'all know what it is. Wipe your feet.
Turn that music down for give me a copyright strike. Clearing all my copyright strikes.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to say about the guy
these real beats right here.
The Brandon dude talking about the everything that came to the people being washed out or wiped out. they were actually moved over. If he really reads and studies and doesn't just go by what these people say, plenty of the documents, books, records, and even from our ancestors information that shows that these people came in, they moved, took our names. Y'all talk about these things all the time. That's why I don't understand why these people are blinded to some of this information. They'll talk about things, but you don't want to research and find the facts and then go off of the facts. They came in and brought people over to replace us. They used a system, a corrupt system, to move our people out, put us in certain areas so that they could take over our food and land. So it's just that simple. I don't understand why they keep thinking certain things behind what these people tell them, and then they go strictly by what they say versus us that are more caring about what's going on, trying to figure out the information. And when we figure out the information, hold on to it. So when we figure out the information, I'm gonna be quick, bro, because I got my grandbaby. When we figure out the information and try and show it to people, all they have to do is research it, look at the information, check it out, see what's going on, instead of feeling like everything that we have to say is just talk. But we're proving things to them versus what these people have said to give us a misguided history. Do a little more research before arguing with people that have told you things that you can go look up. They mention it all the time. They're arguing. They want to argue and talk instead of listening all the time. If you listen a little bit, you might be able to get some facts to go study, research, and then get the information yourself. AP finna get out of here, but I just want to show one thing. I don't want to do it now, but we'll do it another time on this. It's so much that goes on with this information, guys. Just study, do your research, stop going by what these people say. And when you research, compare your notes, look at the things, think about what makes sense, use your discernment within yourself. Your own truth will come out and it will show you or direct you to what you need to find and follow through with. I just want to say that you got to be more astute to what, okay, I know you're going to rush, AP, I know. This particular document shows right here just how they brought all these Irish over here. And when they brought them over here in these colonies, they took the MC off their name. All these were McKinistries. They changed the name. They brought in so many different groups from different areas to take over the land. I'm going to read just this part here. The first immigration of these people to this country was the middle and southern colonies. As early as 1684, a settlement was formed in New Jersey. And in 1690, small groups were found in the Carolinas, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. It seems to be well established that the first Presbyterian church in the United States was formed by a company of Scotch immigrants. The first Presbyterian church in the United States by the Scotch immigrants that were brought over and that invaded the land. Earlier in this passage, I'm not going to go back because it'll take too long, but it shows that they were pushed out. They got pushed out of their land because they started invading their land. So they came over here with the passage and they brought all their stuff over here, bringing these churches, which is another indoctrination. The church and the government go hand in hand. Everything with the government, the church is behind because they are the same group. And then they have pushed all these things upon the nation to bring us through. So it says Upper Marlboro, Maryland, in about the year 1690, another about the same time in Snow Hill in the same state in 1692, two churches of this denomination were established in Freehold, in Woodbridge, and in New Jersey. One composed of Scotch and the other Scotch and the New England immigrants. Previously, it also talked about with these Scottish came with the king, the king that actually imposed the Bible that everyone's following under. Another further indoctrination of the king's ruling, coming and bringing that information in under the Scottish rule, which the Scottish rule also falls under the Masonry. All this stuff is combined together, and it shows how they pushed our people out, not only with doctrination, not only with the excavation of our land, but with spiritual indoctrination and spellbinding of our people and moving them from place to place. It says, but it is not until the reigns of Anne and George I that large numbers driven by oppression measures of government and the disastrous seasons were induced to seek even in the wilderness. So they had to go out into the wilderness just to seek refuge, a better home than their old settled region could give them. Gordon says that the scarcity of corn generally prevailed from the discouragement of industry, amounted in 1728 and the following year almost to a famine, especially in Ulster. The immigrations to America, which have since increased, drew over 3,000 people annually. That meant consistently, 3,000. In another document we've read before, they were bringing them over by the boatloads, hundreds of thousands from each place coming in to invade the land, using these people to actually move us out, push us out, destroy us, and get rid of our culture and our nation and our people. It says that Dr. Bolter, afterwards Archbishop of the Armagh, who labored strenuously in 1728 to divert the horrors of famine in Ireland, wrote to the English ministry in March the 7th of 1728 that there were 7 ships then lying at Belfast that are carrying of about 1,000 passengers. So that's 7,000 at a minimum. Most of them can neither get victuals nor work at home. They had nothing. Another document showed that their lands were so dry and dried out. They had no moisture there. The things that did grow, they came with brittle roots and things. They were just perished. Nothing that they had was edible. These people were literally starving over there. So they were forced to come over here and have these people come and try to invade. He also says that 3,100 men, women, and children went from Ireland to America in 1731, and 4,200 in 3 years after that, all Protestants. A principal seat of these immigrants are Pennsylvania and the Middle States. New England was found not so favorable to their farming and other interests. Douglas, who wrote at Boston in 1750, says that at first they chose New England, but being brought up to husbandry, New England had not answered to so well as the colonies southward. At the present, they generally resort to Pennsylvania, which we know all this stuff with the Pennsylvania, these laws, all this stuff comes all out of these areas. By Proud's history of Pennsylvania, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
This is dealing with how they indoctrinated us and changed us and moved us with spiritual indoctrination. Drop that source for them people, for the people in the chat.
All right, let me try, bro. It's actually, I hate this when you want the source.
Just tell them. Just tell them.
Okay,
if you can't drop it.
I'm sorry. Let me go back so I can show you guys the document, because it's in my it's a PDF, but it's in my drive, and I'll have to share my drive. But just so you guys can see what this is the genealogy of the McKinstry family, and this is the primary essay on the Scottish Irish immigrants to America by William. Okay, second edition. This is from 1866, guys. So this document has been put into a state record, and this is from the Draper Library. Okay, the State Historical Society of Wisconsin. This information is derived from 1815.
Hey, so make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all go check that out. The preliminary essay of the Scottish Irish immigrants to
and you can actually.
So check that out, man. I appreciate you, Sister Storm. I'm gonna put you right in the back. I got a couple other people coming on before we get ready to get out of here. I appreciate that. They always like to get a good book and a source, and that was a heavyweight for them. I appreciate you coming on with that.
Yeah, appreciate bro.
And we all know Truth is in Movies, and they got a new mini series called 1883 where they tell them themselves.
Let me come back to brother Akeem T, and then I come in back to the last brothers. Before we get ready to get out of here.
What's up, AP? I'm in the back.
You back with us? You ready?
Bro. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on with it, big bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm getting on this nigga Black in the back chat, bro. He talking his nut shit, talking about why we don't speak our language and shit like that, why we speak in English. I'm trying to explain to this nigga like English is a combination of our languages that we spoke and a little bit of German, because wasn't nobody speaking that shit in old England. Wasn't nobody speaking that shit in your English, until they get fucked out here and combined it with our languages, bro. And this is well documented. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers in Africa speak French and Dutch. And anything outside of that is an Ebonic form of French and Dutch. I'm saying, oh, why y'all speaking French and Dutch? I don't give a fuck what y'all speak, as long as y'all can understand each other, bro. We speak English over here, we understand each other just well. At least we don't got fucking 3,000 different languages, and we don't the fuck up and can't communicate. And niggas can communicate from East Coast to West Coast, from North to South in this bitch. Everybody can communicate with it. Like,
talk that shit, Akeem.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just listening to this nigga say weird shit in the back, bro. I already dropped my sources, bro. I dropped my sources in the chat, bro. Like, last time I was on here talking to Black, he had nothing to say.
I'm gonna let them on. If y'all want me to let them on, y'all drop some fire emojis. I want them to the back. I know my
I'm lying, nigga. Go on national languages, nigga.
Hey, let them on.
Hold on, let me. I got y'all. Shout out to my big brother 111 True Searcher, the motherfucker, Mr. Miyagi. Shout out to the chat though, man. We got 450 people in here. Let's try to get 500 likes in the building. Go thumb up the video. Support the channel. Let me shout out a couple brothers and sisters that took the time out to donate to the channel, y'all. Shout out to Son of California. Son of California, we appreciate the donation. You feel what I'm saying? We appreciate the support. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamie Lattimore. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamie Lattimore for the cash out donation and the support. He said, "Where can I find uh children and kid friendly content?" That's a good question. We all working on the Aboriginal episodes, the animated cartoon version, strictly kid friendly. That will be launching soon. First Americans cartoon. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Miyagi. That will be coming out very, very, very soon. So I appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all support the channel. Those who want to support the channel, the links to the cash out tags is ticking across the bottom of the screen. So make sure y'all support the channel. Let me let the brother Black on the panel. Black.
Hey, before we speak, AP, can I just say one thing? And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
fall
got
back.
the flow,
I'm
bro.
gonna fall back.
The flow. You got the flow, big bro. True.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back so somebody else can get on and shit. But nah, I see this brother Black in the back talking about some I speak Grebo, right? So let's
He right here
understand
on
what
the panel now.
yeah,
He on the panel.
yeah,
True. You can address him directly
yeah.
right now. He on
So
the panel.
yeah, he gonna hear me. You know, it's all love, man. We build with this brother. You know, it ain't no hate. But let's be
But
honest
listen,
about where
to
this
let you
Grebo
know,
come
he's
from.
the African though. He
Yeah,
is
I
an
know.
African.
Yeah, I already know. You know, but let's understand where this Grebo come from, right? Grebo come from crew, right? Crew was the language brought to Liberia, just like Crit was brought to Sierra Leone. So who was the bringers of this language, right? So this language compiles of different words and different speakings of Canadian, North American, Central American, South American, and American West Indies islands people that went over there into that colony. So that language didn't even wasn't even there when they got there. They bought that language there. That's how you able to trace the migration patterns of these melanated Americans that went over there during the late 1790s and throughout the early 1800s. This was the language that they speaking. So he's speaking Grebo like this something that's just some ancient language. Like, no, this derived from Crew, which is a language that is made in modern times by foreign people to that area and shit. So to make it seem like you speaking something that's just so ancient and shit, bro, that's a fallacy in itself. And Chief already been debunked this shit. A lot of us already went over the languages that derive in Liberia and Sierra Leone, and we traced them down into the Ivory Coast and some of them down into the Niger River area as well too. So you're speaking on this language like this shit is thousands of years old, bro. This shit is barely a few hundred years old. So once again, bro, when you ask us why we don't speak our language, why the fuck are you speaking French and English? Then on top of that, you're holding on to a language that you consider your people shit that actually we gave to y'all. So once again, bro, Liberia is the melanated American Negro stepson. So you want to say that we lost, but we controlled y'all. So what does that make y'all? Our stepson, and we gonna keep sonning y'all ass. I'm gonna mute up and I'm gonna fall back and let somebody else up.
Shout out to 111 True Searcher, man.
Man.
Yeah, shout out to
That's
Truth,
nice,
man.
man. That's why, hey, if y'all want to get some of that fire from the brother, y'all go subscribe to 111 True Searcher, man. He stay with that fire. He stay with that fire. Hey, we got Black on here and we got Pan African Strike Back. Y'all got about 2-3 minutes to get it in on whatever y'all want to build on. Y'all got the floor. Open panel.
I just want to say one thing. You guys don't like people telling you about your culture, so you got people lying about my culture. The Gribble people have been there for thousands of years. That's a fact. And we still speak our language. We still have our customs. We still have our foods. We still speak the language. Yeah, we got colonized because the guys with the bigger guns won. That's a fact. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It just is what it is. But to sit there and say that you guys didn't lose when you're speaking English, you got English last names, you don't practice any of your culture, you don't practice any of your language, you probably discovered you're Indian about 2 weeks ago, and you claiming that you won. So I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. But I'm gonna let Brandon come out here and just serve you guys because he's got knowledge. Peace.
Man,
For the record, those last names do not belong to the so-called white man. That language does not belong to him. Neither does the culture behind it. The names that we carry, if you've done your research, comes back to our family names, and
Oh, so they
they are
whoop your
not the
ass, and
so.
then
Hey,
they learn
hold
your
on,
language and
Black.
culture. Okay.
Hey, Black. Are you gonna pass? Are you passing it to Are you gonna pass it to Pan African Strike Back?
I was, but that dude interjected some more lies into the scheme. They always do that. They said their piece, let them speak, and then I just dropped what I dropped, and he came in and shot in some fiction.
Well, he
So I
got
had
the
to
right to
respond.
say something. If you start the conversation, he got the right to get his response in, bro. You
Yeah,
can't
but
start
Gribbles have been there
anything.
for thousands of years. Like I said, we still practice our culture. None of you guys practice your culture,
You
practice the
can't
language,
start
any of that.
in the conversation, brother. You
All right.
Hey, I just want to
shout out to
say
you.
the
Have he
rule.
done
I
any
guess
studying
the
on the family crest of those last names he claimed that we carrying around are so-called white people's last
man,
names? He done any research on that?
man, why? Hey, why we just can't be brothers and give everybody the same rules, bro? If I interrupt somebody, y'all on me, put me in the back. He do it. Oh, he has the right to do it. This is one of the reasons why I know that this stuff ain't never gonna go nowhere, because if you can't stick to your own damn rules, how you gonna move forward? All I'm saying is, what is anybody gonna do based on being that haven't already done? Like, look, it's historically accurate. You can look at the world around you. White people beat y'all up, took y'all land, y'all, as any person gets beat up do, you made terms of surrender. Now, if you got the numbers later on, you can come back and try to like take back the land just by sheer attrition and force of will. There's no real movement trying to take land back. This
Sir, I gotta stop you off because you're lying once again.
Man, straight up.
How the fuck did we lose and get beat up when you guys are over there desolate, starving in Africa and constantly fleeing to come to America? Why would you come to a place where the indigenous people like yourself has been battered and beat upon and lose? Why would you join the losing squad? And if
Indians
you're not,
lost.
that means you join. That means you're joining the opposite side. So that means you're yet another enemy again. Boy, your ass gave up your bussy. You done went to Africa a few times, and now you coming over here telling us how to fight after your peoples is fled. Come on.
y'all saying we had all this stuff, but somehow this stuff just disappeared and vanished in 200 years. It's just 400 years. It's gone totally. Bro, it doesn't make any sense. No one believes that. Only people who don't read or didn't graduate from high school believe that type of stuff.
The crazy part about that bit, bro, is the only people that believe that we come from Africa is docile ass weak people who believe the Harriet Tubman and Roots story. You see what I'm saying? There's no great civilization that they tell you that come from Africa. There's no written language going past 2000. There's nothing of culture, of civilization going on in West Africa
You ever heard of
2,000
the Kush
years.
Empire?
You
The
don't
Mali
know what
Empire?
you don't you. Hey, Black, name me one civilization that goes back to 2,000 years old with cultural artifacts that inclines on them 2,000 years ago in West Africa.
The Mali Empire.
The Mali Empire don't go back to 2,000 years ago.
Prove it.
It's in its history, bro. It's after AD time, bro. It don't go back 2,000
No,
years
hold
ago.
up, fuck that, Black.
If you want, why are you
How about
speaking
you
English
prove that
right
it
now?
do? How about you prove that it do, bro? Prove that it go back.
No,
You
I
had
don't care
time to
about
prove
that.
it.
I'm
You
talking
made the
about you
statement,
guys lost. You speaking English. You
bro. You
got
made the
English last
statement, bro.
names.
So you got to prove it. The burden of proof on you. You made the statement that it go back 2,000 years. So you
You made the
present it. You
statement that
just
you
be
guys
saying
won,
shit.
which is absurd because you
Well,
guys
We
already
did. We
lost.
did
did.
y'all
We
win?
did
Did
one.
you
We
guys
did.
win, Blacks?
We
Did
did.
you
I
We
guys
basically
did.
we
win?
got colonized. There's nothing wrong
Hold
with
We
admitting
on,
the
did.
hold
truth.
We
on.
did one, bro.
Let's put them in the back. Because guess what? Black is one of them guys who gonna sit here and lie and know that his spelling culture is belligerent. A lot of these
You got
guys
Song,
come over
you
who
got
don't have
Songhai
any.
Empire, Mali Empire, Ghana Empire, Egypt Empire, Nubian Empire, Zulu Empire. You got all those empires, bro. You don't know basic
That's
history.
not in West
Hey, so
That's
Zoo,
Africa,
hold
why
on,
I'm
bro.
going for my
That's not
debate.
in West Africa, bro. You just start naming random shit in Africa,
Right.
You
bro.
don't know
Name
basic
one.
history.
Listen, name one civilization that go back 2,000 years ago in West Africa.
Songhai,
Name it.
Songhai.
No, they don't. They don't go back
Yes, they
2,000
do.
years ago.
Yes, they do. So what are you talking about? You don't know basic history. That's why
Boy,
you
that's
ran from our
basic
debate.
history. They don't have any written history, any written
Fam, what's
language,
up with
no
the
writings,
$1,000 debate,
no
fam?
civilization, nothing.
Fam,
Nothing.
what's up with the $1,000 debate? You said you would debate me. You promised and you lied because you ran. Not me.
I've
Look
been
for your
live.
email.
Listen, I've been live every day.
You
You have not popped
bro,
up
you
till
put me in the box
today,
whenever
brother.
I start making
I
you
listen,
defending you.
listen. I challenge you to the $1,000 debate.
Where the
I've been live
debate at, bro?
every
I'm
day.
ready.
I've been live every day, sir. You
I'm
just popped
ready,
up
bro.
again today.
You said email you. You told Knockmeezy to email you. Your email was in the chat. He looked. He said, I can't find the email. You never gave it to him. You ran. You don't got basic
No,
history.
no. I didn't say I never gave him the email because my email is always ticking across the screen, sir. So that's a lie. It's always ticking across the screen.
Bro, now couldn't find your email. He said, I can't find his
No,
email.
I don't know why he couldn't find his email. I can't help that he couldn't find his, but my email is always on the screen.
Bro,
Matter of
I
fact,
sent you money and cash app. You actually sent me money and cash app. I sent it back and said, what's up with the debate? You didn't even respond. So
well,
don't
shit,
start
I
with
don't
that.
know, man. I didn't respond to no cash out, man. I don't
You
know what to
you
tell
was able to message me to tell you to send you the money back. So how
you.
come
It
you couldn't
wasn't
respond about
shit.
the debate?
Yeah. It wasn't your money. Shit.
That's fine, but that shows you the communication
Shit.
that you could use to set up the
Some
debate.
money.
Bro,
Your
I
fat
debate
ass,
you
if
and
I
my
sent
team
your
at the
fat
same
ass some
time.
money by accident, of course I would say, hey, send me my money back. G. That was
Fam,
no
I
funny.
will debate you and Hakeem and whatever goofy dude you want to bring on all at the same time. Y'all don't know basic history.
Nigga,
Y'all
you don't
think
even
y'all
know your
know
fifth.
basic
You don't even know your
history.
fifth great grandma, bro. You not
Let's
debating
debate,
nobody on
let's
history,
debate,
nigga.
You
You
let's
don't
don't
even
even
know
know
your
self.
fifth great grandma, neither do you.
let's
Fuck is you talking,
debate.
nigga? I know my seven. Fuck is you talking
No,
about,
you
nigga? I know
don't.
my
You know a white
genealogy. Nice
person's
try,
name
dickhead.
that you
Nice
think is
try,
your
dickhead. You
grandma.
don't know nobody in your family. You just saying
You
you
know a
Right,
African.
white
this
Some
nigga
person's
niggas
don't
name
know
told
that
you.
you
his
think is
seventh
your
You
grandma.
grandmama.
saying
He
you
don't know his
African because
seventh
some. You
grandpa.
saying you
He don't know
African
the
because some
land that
niggas
his
told you you
seventh
I
was.
know
grandma
your
lives
grandma
in.
was
Cause some
African.
niggas told you you was, nigga. Your
No, ain't
grandma
nobody
ain't tell you
grandma
no
was
that
no
you come from no
African,
fucking
bro.
I know your
Mali
seventh great
Empire or no
grandma was
shit like that.
African.
You're a whole fraud and a half. You're weak. All
You
you
is a
Bro,
did
your
was
damn
seventh great
lie,
manipulate.
grandma was
bro.
What the fuck?
African with
Hold
titties
on,
hanging
bro.
down around her belly.
Brandon. What do you got in West Africa that predates the Toltec Empire over
What
here
do
and the
you got?
Olmec?
What do you
What do
got
you
in
got?
North
I said
America?
the Toltec and the
This your
Olmec. I already said
land.
it. So what do
No.
you got? What do you got in
Where's
West
the
Africa that predates that?
artifacts?
Don't use
Where's
Egypt
the
because that's East
village?
Africa. So what do
Fam,
you
where's
got?
the artifacts?
What do
Where's
you
the
got?
village of
Answer the
your
question.
tribe?
What do you got? What do you got that
Brandon,
predate the Toltec and the Olmec, bro?
Brandon,
What do you got? Please, just answer that, bro.
Brandon, sir, you suck with information, bro.
I'm saying you're weak, bro. You're too
You
weak.
start naming Songhai Empire, Mali Empire, the Great Ghana Empire. Come on, cuz. Next thing you know, you're gonna be trying to include the goddamn the Dogon. Goddamn, you know they part of the Mali. Come on, G. Come on.
Fuck out of here. The oldest African tribes say they come from Asia, nigga. Africa was largely depopulated. There wasn't nobody living there, bro. You wanna know why? Because there was a cataclysm that happened and was a flood that wiped everybody out there. There's a book that talks about that. What the fuck? Let me find the name of that book, bro. Because I don't like just saying shit. Hold on. Let me find the name of this book, bro.
I know it's 1200 AD. I know exactly. There's nothing in West Africa older than 2,000 years, significantly dealing with any civilization there. These niggas gonna lie to you. I done studied Africa way before these niggas even knew that Africa exists. Brandon is still a baby. He's still indoctrinated. He still thinks Mansa Musa was a rich guy that traveled to America. He's a complete moron.
Fuck out of here. They came to America and found fortresses, towns, castles, cannons. What they find in Africa, bro? when they came there? What Europeans find there? Dust and animals. What are you talking about, bro? Stop! Don't go there, bro. We got the oldest shit over here, oldest pyramid culture on the planet over here, nigga. So how the fuck we all come from Africa and all the oldest and largest pyramids the fuck over here in Mexico and the Americas and shit like that? Like, we're not making no sense, bro. We're too advanced for the shit you talking about, bro.
YK the truth. Debunk that Negroes was in America before Christopher Columbus. Okay, debunk that. That's the first one you start with. Let me know when you debunk that one, and we'll come and let you know when the rest of we want you to line up with. YK the truth, you've been at us for years unsuccessfully. You understand me? You a small fry, G. You never hopped on any panels. We don't know who you are, really. You make a bunch of, wild claims. Yeah, I did see one of your debunks. That was pretty good. You debunked one of them Aboriginals' genealogy. Could they be lying about their genealogy? Some people be lying. These are the same people that say they King James on their bloodline. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, do it tonight, brother. Let me know. Send me the video, YK. Your information sucks, bro. That's why you're over here in the greatest chat ever. Shout out to the Aborigines in the chat and the FBA brothers and sisters that's in the chat, man. We about to get ready to end this live stream. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to my brother Akeem T, Epic Studies, Black, DJ Kentucky, and Chief Holiday for coming through the panel, and everybody else that I maybe have forgotten. Peace to y'all that came through. Shout out to the chat. Make sure y'all support the channel. Share the live stream. And we out, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We gone.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I won't let them, They won't see me, I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I can't let them, They won't see me, I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair by numbers veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they call me the gang. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss.